umas 2 horas no máximo. Um pouco menos, um pouco mais. É, tem que estar na praça seca 3 horas.
Deixa eu até te falar. Eu vou lá na quarta-feira. Eu vou comigo. Porque eu vou dar um jeito pra fazer o domingo também. Porque a gente paga assim.
Give us the fire, we'll give them hell.
Fala, Jefferson! Boa tarde, meu amigo. Vai começar aí, ó.
This month we are celebrating 20 years of Call of Duty.
Vai começar a COD
All the
Next.
matches played and missions completed, our history is made up of the incredible
Tá saindo som aí?
experiences created by you, the players. On behalf of all of us who work to bring these games to life each day,
beleza.
thank you for sharing this journey with us. We have some amazing
Boa
in-game
tarde,
rewards
meus
we'll get onto
amigos.
later in the show, but for now, we wanted to take a moment to reflect. You are the reason for the success of these games, and from all of the teams across the world, we're grateful and humbled at your ongoing support, enthusiasm, and dedication to all things COD.
Eita, não.
Awesome moments. You will see and hear all the details of Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer, an exclusive look at Modern Warfare Zombies, a brand new Warzone map, Warzone mobile news, and more. In Call of Duty, no one fights alone. So we brought 250 creators from around the world to drop in live here at Call of Duty Next. And first up, this is Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer.
Caraca, olha quanta gente! Vai dar flag, vai dar flag. Fala, boa tarde, você que tá chegando aí agora. Estamos aí na cobertura da COD Next, evento de revelação do multiplayer do Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Seja bem-vindo e obrigado pela sua companhia. Lembrando que a partir de amanhã rola a beta no PlayStation e no dia 12 no Xbox e PC. Evento ao vivo. Não, beleza, filho, beleza. Obrigado aí pela preferência. Lembrando que esse trailer já tá na internet, tá? Depois eu vou botar no canal.
Hello everyone and welcome to Call of Duty Next. We have an action-packed day in store for you with gameplay and game details for Modern Warfare 3, Call of Duty Warzone, and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. There are over 250 creators behind us ready to dive into these games, and we're so excited to be here with you today to unveil the future of Call of Duty. I'm Golden Boy, your host for today, alongside the one and only Stephanie Snowden. You may know her as the Studio Communications Director, and we are thrilled to go into what's going to be upcoming for the 20th year of Call of Duty, which is...
Alex.
Que aconteceu? Ah, pensei que fosse eu. Travou o evento, né?
Bonkers.
Ah,
It's a little
voltou.
bit younger than us.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
Just a touch. Thank you so much for not revealing my age.
Oh, you're quite welcome. We don't do that here. It's a safe place.
Ah, travou.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to be here. It is an electric atmosphere. It's absolutely incredible. And I am so ready to talk about Call of Duty. It's been an entire calendar year of us saying, next. Well, guess what? That starts today. We're here to talk about Modern Warfare 3, and we're going to be getting into gameplay very, very soon. But we have some amazing guests coming in from the studios. I can't wait.
Yeah, that's right. We also have some awesome viewership rewards as well for people to watch at home. Isn't that right, Steph?
It's true. Make sure you're dialed in on the broadcast here at COD Next, because you will have a chance to unlock in-game rewards for Modern Warfare 3 just for watching this stream on the official Call of Duty or Twitch YouTube channels. Take a look and chat on either of these streams for more details for your chance
Estamos
to
ao
earn some of the
vivo.
awesome loot on the screen. I want that
Uma
weapon
boa
shot.
tarde para
that's right.
vocês
So
aí.
make sure you go out there.
Turn my
Watch
phone
it.
on.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
there's no reason for you not to. But we've got some good stuff coming up on the horizon. But Steph, what do we have coming up first? This is one I'm very excited about.
Yes,
personally.
we are diving straight into Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. Joining us now, the multiplayer team from Sledgehammer Games, Adam Iskov, Senior Development Director, Greg Reisdorf, Multiplayer Creative Director, and Kim Wigan, Development Director. Guys, welcome. I am so stoked to talk about your game.
Same.
Where
Great to be
do
here.
we even start? You know, I have an idea, but
Yeah, we have a run-up show. We have a direction that we're going to go in, thankfully. But guys, this has to feel very freeing. It has to feel like now you're going to be able to talk about this thing that you've been working on for so long here, and you're going to also have these incredible creators playing it all in real time.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be here. It's wonderful to have all the creators being able to play, give us feedback on the game right away, and have everybody play in beta tomorrow. It's going to be great.
jump right into beta tomorrow, folks. We'll be talking about that more later to remind you. But we're going to get straight into gameplay for the folks behind us. But before we do, Greg, can you
deixa
give
eu
us a
ver.
top
Mas aqui eu
line
tenho
of
que
what
fazer,
the
né?
community can really expect?
And we have one
Ó,
of
deu uma
the, we have
adiantada
the
aí, vê se agora-
largest set of weapons ever in Modern Warfare in multiplayer.
Yeah, with carry forward from Modern Warfare 2, of course, you're going to be taking your inventories
Lá
with you.
melhorou.
We'll
Huge.
be reminding people throughout the day. But with that largest weapon slate coming to multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3, very exciting stuff.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing as soon as our gamers all just
Será que
decide
tem
to like load up and
alguma-
get into the action. It's going to be really pumped. We're going to be all really pumped to just see it because
Nossa.
I had a chance to play it, and I really did
Tá dando
enjoy it.
efeito.
I really did enjoy it. So I mean, credit to you guys for
Na-
making something that is not just fun, but also brings back a very familiar
No
feeling
YouTube.
for old heads like myself that just like me some good old-fashioned boots on ground COD.
Thank you. That is awesome. We play it every day, and every day I come in, I'm excited to play it. I'm excited to get in there and just grind away.
Yeah, and each year, with the franchise, we intend to take a step forward. Modern Warfare 3 is definitely that. It's the next chapter. We're progressing things. And one of the things you mentioned that I think we'll be talking a lot about
sem
today
legenda,
is
tem
this
legenda
player
não.
freedom in a lot of different ways. Adam, what can we expect to see down there when the gameplay starts?
I think we've already heard some great positive feedback from the people that really know this game and breathe it every day. So I think once the gameplay kicks off and everybody is able to get their hands on it in the beta starting tomorrow, we're really going to see continued positive sentiment around the feel of Modern Warfare 3.
Well, you know what? I think the time for talk is past, and it brings me great joy to say, let the games begin, and let's check out Modern Warfare 3 for the first time on stream. This is so exciting. And look, there's going to be a lot to dive into. We're going to be pretty much here the entire time talking through this and then pointing out things that we see, things that catch our
Caraca.
attention that we want to highlight for the community. And
Mas
as
tá
it
horrorosa.
stands right now, I mean, we have all these incredible creators, Stephanie, that are participating in this. And you know that they're loving every minute of it.
Caraca,
Playing some
o
kill
jogo tá
confirm with the
rápido pra
homies, always a
caramba.
good time.
Yeah, I think we want to start off with talking about maps. There's so much to talk about, but let's start small for today. We're going to be playing 5 maps here, and those are the 5 multiplayer core 6v6 maps that are in beta.
Caramba.
Greg, you want to take us through?
Nossa.
we're going to see.
Yeah, of course. Well, right now we're watching a little bit of Skid Row, and that is, you know, a great map. To have on the back. We have Rust here, and again, Rust is, there's so much happening in these maps. And, you know, Adam. What else are we going to have in the beta?
Well, so
Favela.
As Stephanie mentioned, today we're playing 5 of the 16 core 6v6s that we're launching on day 1 with Modern Warfare 3. So we're talking Favela, Estate, Rust, Skid Row, High Rise, all of which are stone cold classics that, you know, we've modernized to accommodate the Modern Warfare 3 updated player mechanics and movement and gameplay and weapon feel.
So
really excited to get a little taste of what's going to be in the beta, and then, you know, give players some excitement around what's launching on day 1.
It's really fun for me, as I had mentioned previously, you know, having played and competed way back in the day in Modern Warfare 2 and stuff, and seeing these maps return again, because, like, you know, I look at Favela and I remember, a long time ago, and Clayster eliminated me from a Game Battles tournament and absolutely bopped me in the middle.
Cara, só tem cracudo jogando, cara.
I remember it for the rest of my life.
That's all that matters.
Meu Deus.
A special place in my heart, for sure.
I think the
Tá em 1080 e tá embaçado, cara. Tá muito comprimido.
I know right where I am, right? But a lot of what
É
we've done
louco, filho.
are these great sledgehammer touches that you guys have brought to these maps, made modern for Modern Warfare 3.
That's right. We've stayed true to the original level design and layout of the original maps. So if you remember some sweet spots, some lines of sight from the originals, those are still going to be there. But we've also made some adjustments to just make them feel better for Modern Warfare 3's player movement and weapon feel, and we feel like it's a really happy medium. And a
Caraca, macete,
here's my personal favorite, Kim. Agreed. I would like to talk to you about this. Fellow high-rise stands, where are you at? I know you're back here.
I see players are already figuring out some of the Easter eggs of, you know, the original maps of how to get.
Caraca,
well,
tá
there's only one way
rápido
to try
pra
and take over
caraca.
Bombsite and S&D. You had to hit the little catwalk on the opening of the map. Come on, guys.
Everybody
Nossa.
yesterday, I saw all the creators at the red carpet event. They're all like, I'm sniping off the map. I'm sniping off the ladder.
O cara andar com um fuzil de assalto como se fosse uma pistola, tá muito rápido, meu Deus.
To keep all of those opening moves that you remember from back in the day,
Nossa.
and being able to have those in the game, but also have this modernization of the movement, how we're able to work with the high mantles in the game now, like all of this stuff that we're watching in
devagar o
you
jogo,
can
né?
now go over a lot of this with mantles, and you can go over, like, you can use your slide canceling, you could do all of that.
Well, I was going to ask about that. Did that create a layer of, you know, maybe some complexity with the slide canceling and stuff like that, like trying to ensure that the maps don't get just completely, like, turned upside down on its head?
It does, and one of the things about these maps is these maps were made 14 years ago, like, and to have that, like, we had to make them ready to go for 2023, right? We've added that modernization to them, to what gamers expect, to what our Call of Duty
game design changed a lot in those years.
Yeah, it is, and you have to bring everything up to the standard of today.
Eu acho que a noite avançou a fé teve esse mapa.
We've gone through and we've maintained a lot of that within these maps, and there's a few places where we've had to make exceptions for that, but for the most part, like, you can go in, those lines of sights that were there are still there, and you're going to have fun. You're going to be able to do those opening moves, those opening snipe shots, especially in high rise, just off the bat.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And keeping that conversation going, what are the maps like? Because I know that there's going to be more down the line.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Let's talk about the launch maps. Yeah.
So in addition to these 5 that we're playing today, day 1 on launch, we're going to get the rest of the 16 OGs from 2009. So we're talking Karachi, Invasion, Afghan, Glory, Skid Row.
É verdade,
Jefferson. Rundown. Yeah, like it's all there and on and on.
Oh, we got the scrap.
Yeah, so we're super excited to be bringing those.
And
in addition to those OGs, we have some new ground war maps that we're launching too. So we have 3 ground war maps that are brand new, which is the traditional, like, 32v32 vehicle gameplay. Yeah, so that's going to be an awesome alternative for people if they want to take a break from 6v6 or just mash it up.
Like, you want to go bigger, but you don't necessarily want to dive fully into Warzone. You have ground war. That is so, for people like me who like, you know, big, crazy, like, huge battles, like, this is so exciting.
Ground War is a great mode for that. And aside
O cara já
from
atira e já cai no chão,
I'm excited
filho.
to say that there is another mode coming back that many of us know and love originally from Call of Duty World War II.
Ah, favela do Rio de Janeiro.
That's
Ah,
right.
coisa
We are
feia.
super. I mean, War Mode holds a special place.
Obrigado,
in my
meus
heart,
amigos,
too,
pela
for
preferência,
2017.
hein?
It's a brand new map that's launching on day one as well. It's got the attacker-defender gameplay that we remember from the mode, the linear objectives, the buildables, the scripted events. It's really exciting to see that be part of our day one launch slate as well.
Awesome. So we've got Ground War, we've got Core 6v6, we've got War Mode, and a little something we're going to get to later in the show, a brand new mode coming to multiplayer that will be available at launch and also playable in the beta.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Very exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's really so cool to see a lot of these players.
Pra onde esse cara jogou essa
get
granada?
back to the
Nossa.
roots, you know, because you can even see it. Like something I always enjoyed about a lot of these like big reveal events, right? Is everyone loads in, they're discovering these maps for the first time, they're seeing them with fresh eyes. But here, that's not the case. We got a lot of familiarity here, and now the fresh eyes are going to be like, what did they add? What did they contribute to like, make this into their own vision of a map? But I do appreciate, as a competitive guy, that you guys really focused on keeping the core of the maps. You know,
we love these maps. Like these are, we've adopted these maps internally at Sledgehammer. We treat them as our own. And we've gone through every nook and cranny, understanding them, understanding where all of the Easter eggs are, where all the line sites are. We have tons and tons of PowerPoints about it that just allow us to go through and really understand like what makes these maps work. And then what we've done is we've taken that nostalgia and we've also added that modernization of spice on top of it, that when you're playing these, when you're coming back to them, it is familiar, but also new at the same time, where you're now able to mantle over things that you were never able to get to. You're able to get up on top of things. Right here, we're watching.
Amador com legenda.
I live here. I live here.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah. And to Greg's point too, when these maps first came out in 2009, Hardpoint did not exist.
Yeah.
Kill Confirmed did not exist. So those are brand new modes for these maps that were never experienced.
Well, I'm interested to see how those modes potentially like elevate some of these maps that maybe were.
Parece que o time to kill tá bem baixo, né?
Competitively or even casually back in the day.
Whole new experience.
Whole new experience.
Yeah.
Isso é bom.
You have some of those maps, those larger maps in Modern Warfare 209, like Derail and Underpass. And those play fantastic when you get into 10v10 or 12v12. We've had those modes are coming. They're going to come out after launch. And it's just fabulous to be able to play them on there. We also have control for those.
Lembrando, pra quem não sabe, esses mapas foram, embora seja mapa que já existia no COD, são mapas feitos do zero. Pelo menos que eles falaram.
Understand what's happening.
Well, we're watching some great kill confirmed action here. We've been flipping around a bit, and find me in that sniper lane. That's all I got to say on High Rise. I will be there. I will be waiting for you in the beta tomorrow.
This is so great.
ADS ready.
I know we've been talking a lot about the 20-year anniversary of Call of Duty, but like, what better way to celebrate that than with
these
dropping all of these 16 day one.
We're looking at High Rise in 2023, and it's brand new. That's so cool. I'm just going to take a moment to appreciate that. Like, it's not every day that you get to not just go back and like relive things that you enjoyed so much growing up, but then also to there are some streamers here who are younger than Call of Duty's launch, 20 years ago. So they're going to get to experience this really with a fresh coat of paint for the first time ever. That has to feel quite liberating for you guys, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah.
I think really these maps hold up for old school veterans as well as like people who are brand new to Call of Duty. If this is your first game playing Call of Duty, you're obviously
never been a better time to jump in. Yeah, I mean you're absorbing so much of COD's history. To your point, what a better way to celebrate 20 years of Call of Duty than with these iconic maps returning in an all new way. And we're going to talk about all those new ways as part of the the innovations that you guys have brought to gameplay in just a second. But we want to remind the audience out there that while you're watching gameplay today, you will get to play it starting tomorrow. Take a look here at the beta schedule. For players who pre-order on PlayStation, starting tomorrow, and next week for players who order on Xbox and PC. The maps, modes, weapons you're seeing here today, those are in beta, and so are 2 new Ground War maps and in-game rewards for playing. So anyway, take a look, take notes here with the pros playing, tune into the stream, get some hot tips before you drop into your first match tomorrow.
That's right. It's going to be quite exciting to see, you know, everyone across like all the different platforms, just like going live, playing COD, like, and then again loading up and then seeing like Scrapyard or High Rise, still just blows my mind. I genuinely am so excited about this. But you know, there are a lot of like maps that returning fans like myself definitely will enjoy. But you know, I love some new. You know, is there anything that we should be expecting, you know, like post-launch as far as like maps go?
Oh, definitely. I am very, very excited to tell you both today that starting Season 1, we have a bunch of new maps coming. So Season 1, we're dropping 3. Season 2, dropping 3 more new ones. So over the course of our entire live season, there will be 12 new 6v6 maps coming to Modern Warfare 3.
Awesome. So launching with 16, 12 down the road, that is a
Pô,
big
até agora
map
só estão
to choose
mostrando
from.
os
And
mesmos
these are all
mapas, né?
different sizes of maps, different locales, for all different play styles. You know, you might see 1 or 2 fan favorites come back as well over the course of live season, but we have a bunch of new maps coming that we're really excited about.
And those are 6v6
Yep,
competitive
6v6
maps that players can play. There are other maps in there as
Nossa,
well that we'll talk
a
about
imagem
when
tá
we get into the live
horrorosa.
season, but 6v6 core
Ah, tem
maps
que filmar pra
Stay
novo.
tuned.
right off the bat.
Brand
And
new.
guess what? With all of those maps, it's back. You know what you can do with them? You can vote. We're going to see it in a lobby
Ó,
soon,
tem
but
até
map
mulher lá,
voting
maneiro.
is back, folks.
Yeah, that's huge.
Get excited. I mean, the community has been thrilled. I can't wait to see it in action here today. I'll be taking notes on which ones we know are the ringers of the group. I think we have a good feeling.
Somebody voted for Estate, it looks like. Here, we're looking at Estate.
Oh,
right now.
nice, yeah.
Somebody voted for that. Yeah, that's a good one for snipers.
I like Estate.
Yep.
I think we
Always have.
we have an idea of where the maps are going to land in the
Yep.
voting, but when you account for the new modes, the modes that you were never
Yeah.
playing in there before,
Yeah.
when you get into hardpoint and you need that space to have that rotation, it'll be interesting to see what ones are popping
Oh,
up to the
that's
top.
what I'm looking forward to. I want to jump into a private match lobby with my friends and run around and see where the hard points are on you know, these, like on Derailed or something like that. Because Skid Row, like, I was actually talking with Nameless in the back about this. It's like these maps now, like you have maps like Skid Row that could actually like be potentially viable, like competitively, which is quite exciting. It just changes the entire like feel of the offering, which, you know, we didn't have back then.
We've honestly already been talking to CDL a little bit about some of their favorites, about what they might want to play, and it's great to get their feedback early on to see how the competitive.
All right, we're looking at Lupo, my guy Lupo. He is
good at sniping.
in his loadout editor. We can get a good look here. He's got the lightweight boots. And Kim, I would love if you would take us through what we're seeing here and how loadout select has changed and what players can expect.
Yeah, so what you're seeing here, so someone is looking at our boots category. This is actually one of our new categories for perks. So we've split up the perks into 3 different categories. We have boots, gloves, and gear. And you're going to see some fan favorites come back. We've remixed some of the perks, and we've brought some new ones into the fray. Now, they're all also represented with physical gear items. So everything that you see there has some contextualization for players. So it's not just a list of things you're selecting from. It's like you're getting these movement boosts because you're bringing in boots, or you're getting this weapon handling bump because you're bringing in gloves. So we really like to add that sort of context for players to understand what they're bringing in for perks.
Yeah, it's different, it's logical, but you're also going to see some of the same perks that we know and love. So Call of Duty fans will be familiar with them, but presented in an all-new way. What are you guys most excited about to see here with players getting into that loadout edit, kind of customizing these builds out for their playstyles?
I think for me, it's all of the movement aspects of it, right? So we have so many things that are on there on perks that are around. We have one that allows you to slide further.
The knee pads.
Yeah, the knee pad.
Greg, I've been using the
pads.
I've been using the tack pads.
And then we have the lightweight boots. We have the canvas sneakers. I also hear they're your favorite.
I'm sneaky. I'm trying to move. I need all the help I can get.
Yeah.
We need all the things.
So, and those are just going to cancel out your noise when you're moving around. They're going to eliminate footsteps.
The true silent movement
The
perk
true silent
is
movement
back.
perk
Yep.
is there.
Can confirmed, have used it, heard nothing. So it is very silent.
Hopefully it was only footsteps.
Oh yeah, no, well also, you know, I mean, I can't hear it anymore either. Old age anyway. No.
You keep making these old jokes. I don't know what's happening.
Acho que essa é a Rush.
Hey, I guess when, you know, you're talking about Call of Duty having been around for so long, it's just amazing how we've all just grown up with this, right? And you guys are seeing these things that happened back then, you know, the way the game was made, and you're taking ways to like improve upon it while also, again, keeping it very familiar,
no
but
Modern
also keeping it
Warfare
very fresh. Something that really
2018.
stuck out to me, Kim, is, you know, you guys bringing back that classic radar, right? You know, you got your mini map with red dots
A escopetinha aí.
Yeah.
I love it. And I'm glad that came back in.
Yeah, we are too. I mean, so any unsuppressed weapon fire will show up as a red dot on the mini map, and we think it's really just a core intel piece for our player base for Modern Warfare 3. We really want to make sure that people know where the firefights are happening, really understand, you know, and as we mentioned earlier about just knowing the maps and being very familiar and nostalgic with those things. Like, you can see the red dots on the mini maps, and you can understand, I know the map already potentially coming in. I know how I'm going to flank. I know where we're going to go. You can strategize more with your teammates. So, you know, we really just felt that bringing back the classic was absolutely the way to go.
It's classic gameplay return to classic maps. I think, to your point, on these maps, it makes perfect sense, especially with the familiarity. And even for new players, you're going to figure these maps out quickly. But it's it feels right. It feels great. I've really loved seeing it. You have a direct way to engage. So I'm really excited to hear you guys talk about that. And that's not the only piece of classic gameplay that you'll see returning in Modern Warfare 3.
Oh. Tell me more.
Tell me more. We've talked about a little bit of movement, but I'd like to get into some of the nitty-gritty. Slide animation cancel, reload animation cancel. They're both back.
Yeah. So we felt really strongly about bringing back slide cancel and reload cancel.
Nossa, tá numa linguiça eterna, né?
Both of those things, really the core was we
Vai ter
wanted
uma
players
diferença
to feel
no armeiro
feel
com...
like they had a lot of
É,
options. So
sim,
we
eu
know
ouvi
that
falar,
we commit
Jefferson.
doing the slide.
Vai poder
There's
criar
some
armas que não estão
victory,
normalmente
that you're
disponíveis,
gonna
né?
reload some of those weapons, have
Isso aí eu ouvi
really
falar,
long
né?
reloads. It's a real big commitment. So
Coisa que
even
nesse
after that, make sure that
nesse
players
Warfare,
had the choice
Modern
to
Warfare
cancel out of
2,
that, because we know
as
things
armas
change
praticamente já
moment to
existem, né?
moment so quickly in these battles. And it
Maneiro,
just,
maneiro,
it
o
felt
armeiro.
right, you know, and
Criar armas totalmente novas, né?
we know that I think we feel that players are really going to be happy these things are back in.
Awesome. We're going to see it a lot.
Não
here
vão
today.
ser todas,
I'm
vão ser
we
só
have our
algumas.
movement kings and queens
Mas é
getting
legal.
around the map and new and interesting ways. Now, Greg, time to kill, or TTK. Always a hot topic with our players, with our community. It's complex. It has a lot of different moving pieces when we talk about it. Can you give us details on what to expect in terms of time to kill for Modern Warfare 3?
Yes, I can. I can give you the exact details.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
This is the guy.
Only the exact details.
Only the exact details. So rather than 100 health, we have 150 health across all of our players.
So that's got parity with Warzone.
So that is parity with Warzone, what's currently live in Warzone.
Yep.
And it'll also carry over into Modern Warfare 3 Season 1 as well. And what we've also done with that time to kill, so what you're going to notice is it's much more consistent across the board. So we've eliminated some of these spikes that we've had in the past because our modifiers, so we have modifiers on when you get a headshot, it does more damage. When you do a limb shot, it does less damage. So we've kind of normalized those and closed the gap between them. And what that allows for you as a player is you're able to really have this experience where it's consistent. So when you're putting bullets on target, it is now like you get that feeling, you get that rhythm back into your gameplay, and you're able to go from combat to combat and start to feel that pace of combat, especially with our hit markers now, like the sound effect. If you haven't had a chance to listen to them, like, they're fantastic. The audio team's done a great job with them.
Hit markers,
we have
also fantastic.
Yeah, hit marker visuals as well. So you're also notice that headshot hit marker. So that's when that extra damage is going to come into play, and it's normalized across the board. So it is a little longer. You could respond to getting shot. Like, as soon as you start to see your screen light up red, you can pull away, you can get into cover, and really take that engagement in the way that you want to take that engagement.
Yeah, I think with those visual identifiers and with the audio cues, kind of taking that step forward a little bit, you certainly feels like you have a bit more time to evade, definitely.
Yes. Yeah.
You have more survivability, you have more options with the freedom of movement.
Yes, it certainly
to get out of combat. And that includes a new thing that I would like to talk about called tac stance.
Yes, tac stance is a fantastic addition to our movement set, as well as what you're doing with tactical gameplay. It is a mix, it's right in between your aim down the sight, so you're very, like, pinpoint accuracy, and your hip fire. So the hip fire is going to be that big spread that you have. And so what it allows you to do is when you're in ADS, you can actually go in and toggle tack stance.
We just saw the UI pop up on,
sweet.
on
There
the
it
screen.
is. Tack stance
It's gonna appear as down on the D-pad for those of you.
And for any
watching
like
gameplay.
sweats out there, I think it's important to note this is kind of it takes like an assault rifle and turns it into almost like a little bit of a sub, where you can kind of like push corners a little bit more aggressively with it.
It's great for a CQB.
Yeah. So it feels like you're getting the best of both worlds with it, while also still obviously you're not going to get the full benefits of using an SMG.
And so those LMGs, like being able to take those longer range, when we talked earlier about Derail or some of the larger maps, like you want to be able to run a longer gun. So being able to take that in and then going to canted, going to tack stance, inside, indoors, going in those warehouses is a fabulous mechanic to have.
We just saw it here. We're seeing some clips of it.
Yeah, and it is very good. I'm just having used it myself. I can see the application for it, and I think we're going to see some awesome outplay opportunities. Like players are going to go nuts with that feature. It's also nice just if you have a specific playstyle. Adam, you mentioned it's really great for close quarters combat, which is personally what I have used it for when I've been playtesting with you guys. But I think it's there if you want it, and if you're not, if you're not into it, don't use it. You know, it's an option. It's again that optionality for players. Choose how they engage with movement and all of these new fun toys that we're showing off in Modern Warfare 3.
And there are option settings for that tack stance. Right now, it's on the down D-pad. If you're not a controller masher like I am, I get in there, I panic a little bit. There's options for you to allow you to put it on your stick, which, well, if you're not a keyboard and mouse player, and you can go in and it is much more like it is a skill at that point, being able to utilize that in those close quarters combat.
Right. Adam, I see you studying gameplay intently. We're on Rust here. What are we seeing?
I love me some Rust. And just talking about the options any player can use. Somebody was running a shotgun a second ago. Now we're seeing somebody with an AR. There's snipers up at the top of the tower. There's, on a map like this, that's
a lot of variety.
Yeah, that's really like fast gameplay. You can still see it's viable for all different play styles, which is really exciting.
Yeah, there really is nothing better than grabbing a shotty and just running around the map and.
I mean, he just had the Renetti out. He's going ham with it. You got all different options here. We're probably going to see a lot of that on Rust today.
Taking a hard point right now.
Well, this has been really fun to check out, and we have plenty more to watch, without a doubt, here. But we're going to take a quick break from the gameplay for a brief second. We actually wanted to mention an awesome partnership between Call of Duty and the Hundreds. Now, you're taking a look here. We should be seeing in a moment at a limited edition Call of Duty Hundreds clothing line, and you have a chance to win one of these 50 sets. So simple. All you got to do is follow @Call of Duty on X or Twitter, and make sure you tweet or post #CodNext and #sweepstakes for a chance to win one of 50 sets of the Ghost Bomb collection. So follow the channel, tweet the hashtags for a chance to win a set from this awesome lineup. And let's just go ahead and jump right back into the gameplay. And Greg, we'll toss one over to you here. So for anyone who has been playing Modern Warfare 2, right, we now know like their inventory, that's going to be making its way over to this game, which is really, really cool. And it creates that like value for that player. Like, hey, my time here was worthwhile.
Exactly, and it is all about honoring the player investment for us. Like we call this carry forward. We talked a little bit about it before. We had some blog posts about it. But with carry forward, all of your investment into Modern Warfare 2 is coming over into Modern Warfare 3. So any weapon that you unlocked is available for you day one in Modern Warfare 3. So you can go ahead and use that. Any operator that you've purchased or that you've unlocked as well. So if you got that spawn operator from Season 6.
The Season 6 Battle Pass is coming with us.
It's there. It's there at day one, and it's fantastic to have. Even all of those blueprints and everything coming in. With your weapon level as well is available. All of your attachments, your camos are there.
If you completed your mastery camos, you got your Orion. That's coming with
But don't worry, the grind is still there for the Modern Warfare 3 weapons because it has its own set of completionist camos as well that you can go in and grind your heart out for those and go ahead and get those in the game.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some of the other new challenges coming to Modern Warfare 3 in a little bit, but exciting to hear that the camo grind is real. We'll be back on it before we know it. More to come soon.
Oh yeah, more to come. I love it. More to come soon. So ominous.
News at 6.
Well, speaking of weapons, though, I love the fact that we're going to get carried forward. I like the fact that, you know, there's plenty as we were seeing here. What other new weapons might we, you know, be treated to, I guess, moving forward here?
We have a bunch of new weapons coming in Modern Warfare 3. We have over 30 new weapons that you can experience, level, get new attachments for them. We have new global attachments as well that are available that you can use across all of your weapons.
Wow.
Yeah, even the Modern Warfare 2 weapons. And then we have 20-plus operators that are there for you to unlock and be able to use and experience.
If you don't mind me asking, how it must have been a fun challenge to take those weapons from MW2 and then bring them over to MW3 and like really try.
Oh yeah, it's been a fun challenge.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, it's been great, and being able to have all of those weapons and being able to have your arsenal come with you is an amazing experience.
I feel like it was important to you guys to have that.
It is. It's very important for us to honor our players and be able to, you know, take all of that. But you spent a year in this game. We need to bring that into the next game and allow you to be able to experience it and have fun and not set you back all the way. We still have, you know, 1 to 55. You're going to be able to level that again. And we have new content in there for you to experience.
All the bells and whistles.
All the bells and whistles is there. But being able to have those weapons, being able to make it work with all of the attachments, we're actually doing tuning on those weapons as well, so they're not going to be exactly the same. They're going to
get the balance pass. For Modern
they're going to
Warfare
have
3.
the essence of the Modern Warfare 2 weapons, but they're not going to be one-to-one. You can actually go in, and our friends at Beanox have been able to put in detailed weapon stats for us, and you're going to be able to go in and look at all of those intricacies. Check out what their headshot multipliers are. Check out what their, you know, limb damage is. All of that stuff in there.
And that brings up attachment tuning. Attachment tuning is coming to Modern Warfare 3.
It is. It's part of Modern Warfare 2. It's part of that carry forward.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, excellent stuff. I think we're all just happy that, you know, what I had already used is gonna come with me.
Nicki Minaj is coming with you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
That was what I needed to know about. You know, not Spawn. Although I do love me some Spawn.
The Barbs are thrilled. Kim, we are seeing some epic looking skins and weapons on our creators here today. In fact, right now, if you look at the screen, check that out. I believe these are from the Modern Warfare 3 Vault Edition. Can you give us some additional info?
Yeah, happy to. So what you're seeing right now are the weapon camos that are going to be in our Vault Edition. There's a blue and a red version. So there's the Crimson Fate is what we're calling one of them, and the Carbon Fate is the other. And these will be applicable on 4 different weapons if you get the Vault Edition, plus all of their attachments. And they're reactive, so the better you do in the match, the more eliminations you get in a match, the more you'll start to see that visual change on your weapon. And as you can see also, the operators have their own versions of this. These are the Nemesis skins. So there is a blue version and a red version there. The blue version goes on Price and Ghost, and the red version goes on Warden and Makarov. Those are the 4 operators that get these skins. Same reactive tech, so you're going to see a little bit of the silver, metallic, shiny looking skin come up on the hands and the torso. The better you do in the match.
I've seen a lot of Warden hype on the internet, so I think people are really excited to see her in action, and that skin in particular is awesome. But one thing about the reactive skins, to your point, these are performance-driven, so that effect actually will scale back if you stop getting kills, guys.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, got to do well.
Gotta keep
You want
that streak.
you want to see the fun stuff on screen.
Yeah.
We need you to perform. So those will be awesome. People will be popping off, having these awesome effects go around the map as well. And of course, those are in the Vault Edition.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of the weapons and diving into it a little bit more, I understand as well that there is also a new system that you guys have on top of that with the aftermarket parts, right? Which that, if we could dive a little bit more into that, because that sounded really fascinating to kind of like make guns play in a different way just off of one part alone.
Yeah, it is. And here we're seeing a little bit of it where this is our LMG that has a bullpup conversion to it. So they're full conversion kits that allow these weapons to really go cross-class and to change up. They are meaningful, powerful changes.
And that's a Renetti.
That's a Renetti that is actually turning into an SMG with this conversion kit. It's like a 3D printed part on there.
No secondary.
No secondary. So what you do not, like we have a gunner vest that allows you to take a primary as a secondary. You do not need to take that if you're swapping out your Renetti for that aftermarket part to make it into an SMG.
And one of the coolest things is how you unlock these amps. So we're going to see, we call them amps. We love acronyms here, guys. So we have 2 amps that are coming to beta I believe. But how you're going to unlock them at launch and beyond? You want to talk a little bit about those challenges?
Yeah, so in beta they unlock a little differently than they do at launch. So at launch, they're actually we have a new system called weekly challenges. It is pretty much exactly as it sounds. There are challenges, a group of challenges that we release weekly.
I was worried it was like bi-weekly for a moment.
Yeah.
Trick question.
Yeah. Thankfully, it is every week. And then the reward for getting all of those challenges for that week is an aftermarket part. So the first 3 weeks that the game is out, we have an aftermarket part reward for those, completing those challenges. You can then take that aftermarket part into the game and use that.
I think too, again, it just the through line with Modern Warfare 3. This is player choice, is player freedom. It's on this new way to customize the experience and let the player kind of choose the way to have that their own play style reflected in those guns using the amps. It's super exciting.
Yeah, it definitely is. As we're going to continue to take just more of a look and enjoy the game as players continue to run around and get into some more shenanigans, playing some domination here as well on Estate. I've done that many times. So this is, again, it still just baffles my mind that I'm looking at these maps in 2023, and I'm just excited to play them. Yeah, and even the movement. I'm just excited to play them then as I am now. Like that is such a wonderful feeling to have. And then also on top of that too, just to see the way that players can interact with the ways you build your classes. I really do like what you guys did with the perk system and how you contextualized it and made it like a physical thing. Was that like a desire to kind of just make it a bit more grounded, or what was the I guess the design choice on that, rather than just going with pictures on a screen? You guys went for something quite bold.
Yeah, I mean, I think it really was a big part of the context for the players. It's not just a UI menu with choices, that were sort of ambiguous. It was a little bit, we wanted to make sure that you brought in your fighting load carrier, right? Your FLC was what we talked about, internally is this thing where every piece of gear that you brought in did something meaningful for your loadout selection.
Yeah.
So perks was a big part of that, and we got a chance to look at the gear items that all inspired by real world military tech and items. And we were able to really figure out what goes with what and what are the remixes we want to make. And we think we came up with a really good and interesting field of choices in our perks this year.
So I don't know if you guys can see it. We're taking a look around the room at the moment. We actually have a 2-story streaming tower. I'm going to call it a tower.
Pretty epic in here.
It's absolutely wild in here, and everyone is very focused on their play. It all of a sudden, oh hey, that's us. Oh hey guys. GG's.
Hello.
So we've got this big giant room filled with Modern Warfare 3, filled with awesome creators from all over the world, and as Ted Timmons would say, the vibes are good. We're going to hear Ted talk about vibes.
I do want to point out that screen you're looking at there, that the logo, the Modern Warfare, that's a screen. And behind there are all the players that are behind that screen, which is so cool. I didn't even know that was a thing that you could do. 15 years in this industry, still continuously to be shocked by new tech that comes out all the time.
This is Call of Duty, baby.
Yeah, you guys go big. I respect it.
Cutting edge.
Yeah, I love it. Love to see it here. We get a few of these games wrapped up, but there's definitely this sense in the room of like, all right, Q next. Go next. GG, go next.
It is.
Go next.
It's so fun to play it. Like, every day I come into the office and I boot up the game, get into a match as quickly as possible, and start playing. And it is just fun to watch them play as well, because there's so many things that they're doing. Like earlier, we were watching a circuit around the estate house, and that movement just looks so hot going through it. So like being able to mantle, we have sprint when you're tack sprinting. We actually increase the mantle speed so it feels more fluid as you're going across, and we're regenning your tack sprint as you're sprinting as well.
I also saw a couple people pop off with Battle Rage. So Battle Rage is back.
Battle Rage is back. It's actually moved into the tactical slot.
Yes.
So it is very powerful. So if you take that, we have an awesome vest, the engineering vest, that allows you to take 2 tacticals. As maybe we didn't touch on the vest.
Actually, let's
talk about some of the vests.
Yeah, so the vest is a really big piece of that. Like, it is our main core piece of gear. Kim touched on how we contextualized everything. That vest is, we're contextualizing what you're actually putting into the game. So it's going to dictate what, your tacticals, what tactical slots you have, how many you can take, how many lethals you can take, how many, well, you get one boot and you get one glove.
Yeah.
So you can't take multiple gloves. But how many gear slots you can actually have. So with the engineering vest that I just mentioned, you're getting 2 tacticals that you can take.
At the cost of your lethal.
At the cost of your lethal, and you also gain another gear slot.
Awesome.
And that gear slot is super important because that gear slot is where all of your intelligence perks lie. So those are things like what we used to call hardline or high alert sit in that slot, and now you can take both of them at the same time and really have that advantage.
Awesome.
Yeah,
And
well,
if there are 4 vests to choose from at the moment, I believe.
Correct. In beta, there are 4, yeah.
So in beta, there are 4. Expect to see those tomorrow. Infantry vest, engineer vest. Seen a lot of people running infantry vests today. In fact, right here at the moment, we just got a peek at the loadout.
That is going to allow your attack sprint to regen faster. It is the core. Like if you're familiar with Call of Duty, I imagine most of our people watching are. That is your core loadout. So you have your your normal 3 perks, and you get your tactical, lethal, primary, secondary.
Yep.
And what's cool about the vests is they actually have perks baked into them. So with the infantry vest baked in right away, you're getting that attack sprint refresh even faster. And also a little bit of an extended time there. And one of the things that we've done across the board is we've increased that attack sprint, and we've also allowed you to have much more faster ADS strafe speeds as well in there.
Yeah, I do like how you guys have managed to take a lot of the vests and stuff and then make it also combined with other things or like really have everything kind of synergized together and have you create like the optimal build here. It's quite customizable.
And it's really helped out a lot with how we balance the game in that sense. Because now what we've done is we've let you take more than we normally do, but we've also balanced that out with what you can't take in that same moment.
There are trade-offs,
Yeah.
very clear trade-offs. I think what you're talking about, selecting the vest, selecting the boots, it's going to come at a cost, and that's where the balance lies.
Yeah, and we love that we are going into these matches. You're making decisions. You have to make those decisions before you go in. And really, have consequences if you're choosing wrong and learn from it and go back and make new decisions.
So I can't change those in match, correct?
You can change them.
I can't change that was a trick.
The consequences. The consequences are,
Go hide
we want you to be in
somewhere. Yeah, I was
control.
like,
of
what?
You'll still have to live with the consequences of your actions.
I always
for
do.
that moment.
They've been haunting me for years now. Let's talk. I haven't seen anybody get one yet. I've seen a couple streaks pop off, but I'm wondering about kill streaks.
Yeah.
If we have any personal favorites at the desk here.
Well, for sure. I mean, the equipment selection we have in Modern Warfare 3 is so much fun. I think my personal favorite, we'll start with the Breacher drone, which is actually a lethal. It's in your lethal slot.
Yes.
So it's basically a handheld drone that you pull out, and it's just slow flying down a hallway. You can clear dom points, hard points, and wipe out an entire enemy squad with it.
You want a 4-piece?
Yeah.
Equip the Breacher drone.
Yeah.
That's your option.
It'll explode on impact. The counter to that one, though, it's slow moving enough. You can shoot it down if you see it in the sky coming at you.
There you go.
So in addition to that, we have a mosquito drone, which you shoot into the air, and it basically encircles an area and then dive bombs an enemy when an enemy approaches that area.
I will, in fact, say that my experience with the mosquito drone has been quite as annoying as a real mosquito. they plague me in matches when I've play tested, and so I'm
Yeah.
tricky.
Headphones on.
Tricky,
turn 'em up,
yeah.
because that's how you know
hear
it's
that
coming.
thing coming, yeah.
Right. We have something called the ACS, which is affectionately called the capture bot on the dev team. So it's basically this box that you throw down on a dom point or hard point, and it'll capture the point for you. So you can hang back and get in cover, and then let it capture the point for you. So when enemies come to try to take it, you can take them out from behind cover. So just yesterday, I had an awesome match where I put down an ACS on a dom point and then shot a mosquito drone in the air that it was patrolling. So I just hung back and watched the whole thing unfold. An enemy rolled in there to try to get my ACS out, and then the mosquito drone got it, and I didn't have to do anything. I was just like, that's right. That's all my equipment doing
You're
the
like, I
work
have
for me.
crafted the master plan
Yeah.
to capture this point.
I was pretty proud of myself. It was pretty epic.
And then you went on to drop a nuke and have a big game.
Yeah.
Not that good yet, but...
okay, all right.
He drops 100 and shipment, guys. Don't believe it.
No, it was an awesome moment. So yeah, we just have a bunch of fun stuff coming in terms of lethals, tacticals, field equipment, streaks. We have the Guardian that gets a lot of love. It's basically, you know, this thing that you put down that's an area of denial tool. You can just, you know, it really limits enemies' movement when they run into the beam that it shoots out.
It doesn't actually eliminate players. For those of you who are going to stay tuned for Warzone later, which is hopefully all of you, I think we're going to see a lot of the Guardian in Battle Royale later. But it is that aerial denial, not necessarily getting the eliminations, but eliminating the players who are affected by the Guardian.
It's almost like a stun grenade, you know. And we have something called the Comm Scrambler that you throw down, and it's basically, it creates like the ghost perk in a certain area. So, you know, it wipes out enemy communication. So enemy UAVs won't work. You know, like everybody won't show up on the name map in this certain area. But the counter to that is like everyone can see
the active area. Yeah,
exactly.
So you'll get ghost, I believe you said, if you're inside the vicinity of the Comm Scrambler, but you can see where it's active on the map. So expect to be
yeah,
to
as
be
soon
rushed.
as you throw it down, everybody knows where it is. They just kind of, you're hidden in that bubble for a little while,
which could be very useful indoors. I think that's a very cool tool to have. So, but before we wrap up the convo here on Core 6v6, I wanted to ask you about ranked play.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Greg, what can you tell us, and can you give us any little details on when we can expect to see ranked multiplayer?
We can. So our friends at Treyarch are on the case again with ranked play. They do a fantastic job with it. We love partnering with them on it. And they're going to bring that experience, update it, modernize it from Modern Warfare 2, bring that forward, and then for Season 1.5, which is mid-season one.
Sometime during Season 1.
We will have it out, and that's when it's going to launch, because we want enough time where players can get familiar with everything, they can understand what's happening within the game, and start to build those restrictions within the game. And you can find out more from, you know, Treyarch as we go through development.
As we get closer, we're going to be talking more about it, but excited to say that later in Season 1, we will have a ranked play coming to multiplayer in Modern Warfare 3. But that wraps up our Core 6v6 gameplay for the day. We're going to see the folks behind us switch over. We've got an exciting new mode to talk about that we're going to get to here in a second. It's called Cutthroat. It is awesome. There's so much to get into there. But first, we have a quick special announcement for all of our PlayStation players out there like me. Take a look.
When they speak of me, they want to lock your doors. C'est mignon. That's cute.
Olha, assim, perdão, meus amigos, tava no telefone. Nossa, como esse código tá rápido, rapaz. Tá louco. Parece até super soldados correndo. Muito rápido. Agora tem que ver a mecânica. De recarregar, de pular escadas, de fazer as coisas, que nesse aí era lento pra caramba. É um pack exclusivo do PlayStation. PlayStation.
Announcing the PlayStation exclusive Lockpick Operator Pack, including the fan-goated Lockpick Operator skin, the American Gothic Blueprint, and the Starry Knife Melee Weapon Blueprint. Lockpick is a cunning art feat with noble motivations and an exciting new operator to come to Modern Warfare 3. PlayStation players can get the Lockpick Operator by pre-ordering the Modern Warfare 3 on the PlayStation Store, with the items playable at the game's launch on November 10th. I didn't know she was a PlayStation exclusive operator. This is my main in all the playtests. I auto-lock
filho, pensar que...
It is how it is.
Did you know she was an art thief?
É, tem M4 12 nessa beta. Filho, o negócio é pensar que no futuro muito próximo isso tudo vai ser da Microsoft.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by HyperX, the official peripheral partner of Call of Duty. We're all gamers. TCL, play like a pro on the big screen with TCL Q-Class QLED TVs, up to 98 inches. Movement, The official timekeeper of
Ó,
Modern Warfare 3.
celular.
Go to
O relógio oficial do Call of Duty agora, hein?
to see the limited edition watch collab. Backbone. Level up your play with Backbone and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile.
Caraca, tem
And
até
Lovesack Stealth Tech is
tudo
a
do Call of
proud
Duty,
partner
filho.
of
Agora
Call
só
of
falta o
Duty
miojo.
Next, bringing unparalleled immersive
Miojo do
surround
Call of
sound to
Duty.
your at-home gaming experience.
Welcome back to Call of Duty Next here at the Creators Arena. Everyone's getting ready to hop into the brand new mode, Cutthroat. And this is going to be a unique one because it's 3v3 action. So you're going to have a little bit of a mosh pit there going on.
Como o pessoal faz linguiça no jogo, no evento,
It's
hein?
hard to say after a while. It's all about elimination. So you're there. As long as your squad can take out the other two squads, that's how you're going to win. It is inspired by Gunfight. Like, you are actually, like, it is a very competitive mode. The thing that we like about it is it plays on all of our fantastic 16 launch maps that are there, and you
Cara, é
get
só
to play them in a new
apresentar.
way. So in the past,
É
like,
só apresentar o
TDM, you're just fighting on
multiplayer e
either side of the map.
acabou, filho.
What Cutthroat is allowing us to do is put these triangular spawns in. So because they're 3 different teams, you now have 3 points. Triangle. You know, math somewhere in there.
Geometry, brother.
Simple maths.
Yeah. And so it allows you to experience these maps in a way that you've never experienced before, which is part of that modernization that we like to talk about in the maps. And it's a fun experience to have, super competitive, and it's one life to live mode. It's very fun.
You can regen your down teammates, though. If you see
so you
one
got
of your
the
homies
revives.
get downed, yeah, you can go over there and revive them. That's a fun little way to, you know, come back after.
What led you guys to
behind.
want to make this mode? What was the inspiration behind it?
It was Gunfight in a lot of ways.
Gunfight, of course, is 2v2.
2v2 is Gunfight. Yeah,
taking that
it's
to
played
the
on
next level.
separate maps. It's played on different maps. And so what we wanted to do is be able to really focus on the 16 maps that we had at launch and be able to have a mode that is as exciting, as competitive as Gunfight in there, and really bring something new to the table, too. So our players can go out and have fun and enjoy a new experience with their squad.
Yeah,
and you can take your loadout this time. So,
yes,
yeah,
that's
so
what I was going to say.
Gunfight, right,
Unlike Gunfight, we're not providing the squads with weapons. You can actually bring your blueprints and your loadout with you.
Yep,
that's right.
And it is sweaty.
It is a sweaty mode.
I am so excited to see these guys play it because they're awesome at the game anyway. We see Dr. Lupo here. He is on Cutthroat.
Nossa, tá muito comprimido, cara. Tá muito embaçado.
At the end is
already there.
Yep. The overtime mechanic.
Oh, he's down.
But you can't get downed, but you and picked up by your teammates. Now, what happens
Not
when
anymore.
Not anymore. So now when you're eliminated, you're out. That's it. You got to wait for the next round.
Yeah, you gotta wait.
No
The
respawn.
rounds are quick.
Yeah.
They go really, really fast. We spent a lot of time making sure that you just weren't sitting there with, you know, dead air, essentially, watching your teammates have fun. And that flag there is now
Nossa, tá
available.
deu mole,
so they
cara.
can go and capture that
Tá
flag
tomando
while they got
tiro,
eliminated. But
ainda
whoever
mete a
gets that
cabeça
flag
ali pra
first, just like
poder
Gunfight is
o
gonna
cara
do
ser
it.
finalizado.
Between rounds, though, we rotate where that flag is. Because, again, geometry, that triangle, right? We could put it in the center every time, but it gets a little difficult.
Yeah.
Pô, tempo dublado, não gostei não.
To move around and like actually interact with more in the map, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Tem que ter sol. Caraca, o tamanho do cabelo do rapaz já.
It is a lot of fun to have in there.
Que isso, rapaz?
That guy's got really cool hair.
I was gonna say something.
Não foi só eu que olhei, viu? O cara falou também.
I would refrain from it.
No, I feel like, if anything, awesome. It looks a lot like the Operator Oz in Modern Warfare 2, actually.
Yeah.
Ah, pelo menos uma vez na vida eu gostaria de estar num evento desse, sabia?
I'm very interested in these
Como
smaller
também, pelo menos eu gostaria de estar uma vez só lá na E3, só que agora a E3 não existe mais, né?
It's very intimate, and you get to, you get situations like this where you're trying to figure out like how to use your, you could pop smoke here, and really just understand, because there's this tension that's building around like, when is this flag gonna pop?
Yeah.
When do I want to go in? When does I want to have my team rush in?
Is that what you do? You
I
would
believe
throw
that's
smoke? You'd throw a smoke right here, Greg?
No, there's no reason to throw smoke right here because you gotta wait for the flag to come up.
Oh, there's the breacher drone.
Caraca, bem rápido, hein? Soltou o drone e voou que nem passarinho.
Yeah, we have the EMD grenade, which would be great in this situation because you just throw it out, pop it, and then if you get another player on the team, they're going to show up constantly on your minimap for your entire team.
So to me, EMD grenade a little bit like a snapshot.
A arma
but
quase
it's
não tá
actually going to
tremendo,
stick
rapaz.
to
Oh.
the enemy player. That player will then get a prompt. You might be able to tear it off, I believe.
Yeah, you just pull it right out.
But it'll track you around the map and like have way more visibility on the enemy squad there. EMD very, very clutch.
Be very overpowered if you hit them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, something I haven't seen actually was the thermo barrack grenade. Because I actually do like that one because it's kind of like a a Molotov, but like on steroids. So it just like does a big boom, and then also has area denial as well.
Yeah, it has area denial and it bounces, so it will not detonate on impact. So you can throw it around corners, you can throw it under cars.
Get that frag effect.
Yeah, yeah, and you know it adds a little bit of additional damage to explosives after the fact. So even if you survive the initial blast of that one, you could get taken out pretty easily afterwards.
Lupo just hit a clutch headshot. He is now he picked up his teammate, and we're swapping over to Favela.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
I love this map.
Ó, o Rio de Janeiro bonitão aí, ó.
What's your favorite, Adam?
Out of these five we're playing
Lembrando,
today,
gente, que esses mapas foram feitos do
I just,
zero,
you know,
tá?
I know there are a bunch
Pelo menos
of
que eles
high-rise
falaram, né?
stands.
Caralho, o cara só olha a empreitada.
Favela stands.
But I've been just looking at it. This is beautiful.
Esse mapa vai estar disponível na beta, tá?
Two for high rise.
I love them all. They're all my babies.
Caraca, mas nem treme, filho. Tá louco.
There's no favorite children. Here we go.
Favela is quite
Tá
awesome
doido.
with all of the movement, with everything that's happening.
Caraca.
Oh, come on, Greg. You know, at some
Que arma maravilhosa.
You know what? I'm switching my vote to Estate just to.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna be alone.
Look at that. You split
Ela
the
nem
vote.
treme. Se assistir na Twitch, tá dando
I
drop. Eu
love
sei, eu
Favela because remember
tô...
that play I was talking
Eu
about
tô na
doing
Twitch
with, like,
também,
the
pô.
capture bot and, mosquito drone?
Infelizmente, eu não tenho como dar drop pra vocês, mas...
I like the little second floor
Eu não
store
sei
that I believe you
se
guys
tá
have
dando,
opened
né?
the window up that wasn't necessarily there before, so you can kind of see down the hill.
Yeah, yeah, you know, and I am
Shouldn't be
trash.
any new windows.
Well, no. I'm sorry, I might have misspoken. I thought it just was more open than it was previously.
Oh, it's possible we allowed you to mantle out of it.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of those things that are in the
Esse
like
item
metrics
tem
wise,
no-
like, metrics have changed in a lot of things, like how
O cara
large,
cheira
like,
gás
how
de
large
pum e
our
fica mais
doors are.
rápido.
We actually have the doors
É.
in here. I know not everybody's
Ai,
thrilled
meu
with that,
Deus
but it
do
is a
céu.
fun mechanic that
Yeah.
it adds a lot.
Como eu não
especially
joguei
with
esses
things
mapas
because now you're peeking those, you're able to use them for your
remasterizados, pra mim
advantage in
tanto
there.
fez
We
como
add-
tanto
we feel
faz.
like they add a lot to the gameplay.
Pra mim vai
And
ser
I
tudo
bring the window
inédito.
up only because, to your point earlier, it's those small touches that you guys have really brought to these maps that make them feel unique and different and modern for the type of
Caraca, mas nem treme, filho.
Yeah. Well, while we
Será
have
que
a
vai
moment,
ser assim?
and we're looking at Cutthroat, let's talk about some
Ou
of the
ou a
other modes
pessoa
as
tá
well.
super
Ground
boa.
War, is one that I want to talk about. We touched on a little bit earlier on. I want to dive back into it again because it's back in
Nossa
Modern Warfare
senhora, tá
3.
rápido pra
We got
caraca.
large-scale maps that are going to be coming at launch, and you know, I guess Kim, like, give us a rundown on Ground War because I'm very excited for this.
Yeah, I mean, we're so happy that Ground War is coming back in Modern Warfare 3. Again, this is our big 32v32 mode. It's the biggest battle that we have in the multiplayer experience. And we will be showcasing 3 new Ground War maps at launch, with 2 of them being playable in the open beta.
Okay.
I believe that's the Levin Resort that we just saw there.
Yeah, right. So in the beta we have Popov Power
Aqui é passarinho,
and
ó.
Orlov Military Base.
Orlov Military
Yeah,
Base.
but these
okay.
are the 3. Yeah, you got
These
it
are
down.
these
Yeah.
are the 3.
Yeah, we also have a few new vehicles. So during the open beta, you'll be able to play, I believe, 2 new vehicles for Modern Warfare 3, with more to come at launch and during live seasons.
That's right.
Awesome. And we mentioned it a bit earlier, but War Mode is returning. In addition to Ground War, the favorite from Call of Duty World War II will be coming back with Modern Warfare 3.
It is awesome, and it is the attack defend mode. Adam spoke a little bit about it earlier, but you are Task Force 141 trying to take down the Coney group that has taken over a military base. They are launching ICBMs, and you are getting your tank out there,
Vai entrar
escorting
tanque
your
na
tank through the
favela?
downtown area,
Rapaz!
and just having a
Eu acho que
blast
vai,
doing
né?
it, and not to have a blast with the ICBMs as well.
Good pun. Good ICBM pun there.
Yeah, there was. It was trying to come out, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, I saw what you were doing there. I liked it. Yeah. And also, there was a really cool tank on screen that was just causing
O cara
utter mayhem,
salvou,
so that's what
cara.
we care about.
It is that attack defense scenario where you are escorting that down the path, and it is a very linear combat. You have very clear lines of sight, clear
Amanhã eu vou trazer a beta no PlayStation aí pra vocês, hein?
66, 5v5.
Caraca.
It is 66.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
So it is classic war mode. If we all remember what classic war mode is, but it is linear objectives. There's 3 sets of them. And it is a fantastic experience that we're excited for players to get their hands on.
Lots to look forward to.
Ain't that the truth? They're very
Tá todo mundo no PC, né?
Which is the thing that
então
really
tem que ver se isso vai ficar assim, né? No 3 equipes de 3.
You know, play regular matchmaking. You could do war mode. You could do ground war. Was that? You know, it feels like that was the mission of the studio here to like really give players that ability to just like.
Cara, como o pessoal tá arrumando linguiça nesse evento, hein?
And like I mentioned about you know, some of the new maps coming in live season, we have a bunch of new modes planned for live season as well that we're looking forward to sharing very soon.
Cool.
All right. Well, I'm all for it. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us here today to share Modern Warfare 3 with the world. And that is going to wrap it up for the MW3 multiplayer segment of the show. Once again, a big thank you to Adam, Greg, as well as Kim for joining us here. But now we're going to head over to one of my favorite people. It's Maven, who's got a couple streamers that he's going to be putting in the hot and ready seat presented by Little Caesars. Trust me, it's as hilarious as it sounds. Maven, who you got?
Thank you. You know, when I thought about being hot and ready, the first thing that came to mind was my guy, Legion.
Hey. I'm really proud to be the other bald guy on stage with you today. We're doing it.
It looks beautiful. Listen, the first thing you said to me is how fun this is, and you're like, I'm feeling like I'm 18 again, out frying.
Listen, I'm cranking out energy drink burps right now. I'm 30, I'm feeling 18. I just smoked Biffle. Where's he at? I don't know where he's at. Guy's incredible, but I smoked him with a shotgun. I'm feeling alert right now, Maven.
I can tell the second you sat down, like, my guy is locked. What have you loved the most so far about just getting in, diving into MW3?
Brother, all the fun stuff is really fun. The shotguns,
obrigado pela companhia, meus amigos. Obrigado aí, tá, pela preferência aí. Estamos na COD Next, tá ao vivo.
Was it a bit of a surprise at first, like when you got in, like how much fun you were having? Like, does it kind of defy expectations?
Caraca, o cara foi de bermuda, rapaz. Caraca. Fala aí. Mas a vontade aqui só que o cara tivesse de chinelo, né?
And very handsome guy. Now let's talk about the chair. This is the hot and ready seat presented by Little Caesars. We were a little bit worried about.
O cara tá numa poltrona de papelão, rapaz.
But this is the hot seat, dude. You like yourself some pizza?
Listen, I was a little worried that the cardboard capacity, I'd be a little overweight.
Os bonequinhos
I'm feeling really good right now, and I feel like you and I together in this hot seat together, it's just too much hotness. This is too much interaction. If our bald heads connect one more time, the venue lights shut down.
Speaking of that, we got to get out of here. Let's get this over to Shift Legion. Thank you so much, buddy.
Oh, there's just always comedy with two bald guys in the mix. But yeah, I hold Shift here with the one and only Shotzi. I got to start with the fun question first. I mean, just enjoyment level. How are you enjoying the game to this point?
This game's amazing, man. I have nothing but good things to say about this game. I love the movement. Everything about it is godlike.
All right, you set me up for like the perfect segue. Have you found ways to finesse the movement system yet? Because I know going into the beta, that's probably your main goal, is to find ways to just completely over-embellish the movement system. How are you feeling so far about how this game moves?
It moves smoothly than any other kind of play.
Últimas coisas, né?
Like it has a mix of like
enquanto está vendo o pessoal dando entrevista, o Hayashi tá... Eu não vou botar a live do Hayashi aqui, né? Pra depois um strike, né? Mas ele tá jogando lá o na Rush.
But I will say that there's like these sneakers that
allow
you to like
slide
ADS, and I feel like that's meta right now.
All right, so make sure you check out the stream for that, because that's going to be all the hacks and clues for that. Now,
a gente tem que ficar na transmissão oficial, né? Seria legal ver mais gameplay diretamente da máquina dele, né? Mas é verdade, Jefferson. Vamos ver como é que vai ficar na versão final, né? Mas é bem promissor, né?
Not as sticky as other games. I feel like mid and far range.
Bem promissor.
Yeah, not as sticky. So that's definitely interesting.
Fair enough, Shotzi. Thanks so much, my man. Of course, you can check him out on his stream. And, well, with that, we're going to go back up to Miles and Lottie to give us their thoughts on what they just saw with multiplayer before we come back with the team from Treyarch to give us our first look at game footage and details for Modern Warfare Zombies.
Lá, o evento começou, o pessoal já estava lá desde 7 horas da manhã.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 3.
Eu não vou poder ficar muito até o final não, cara. Esse evento tá demorando pra caramba, podia ser mais dinâmico.
With performance multiplying DLSS 3 and latency-reducing reflex. Herman Miller Embody gaming chairs are being used at today's event. Check out Herman Miller Gaming's entire portfolio of products at hermanmiller.com/gaming. And Elgato, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Call of Duty Next. My name is Miles Ross. I'm joined here in the fireside chat. I've got one Praga, we got OVP, we got Nameless, and we have Ali Cat on the corner there. We are going to be, I suppose reacting is one way to put it now, but like, this is one of the hardest jobs I've ever had to work in my life. I've never been this excited about a COD. Like, Legion hit the nail on the head. I'm 18 again, 34 in skin, but 18 in gunny.
Gostei dessa jaqueta do cara, hein?
Impressions. Lay it on, Miguel.
Oh gosh, I mean, how cool is this? I think you get that element of
Era legal na época do Vanguard, tava todo mundo de jaqueta da Segunda Guerra.
I mean, for me, I think it's got to be about the fact that you can kind
Rapaz,
of
que moça bonita, hein?
what you want to do, what type of player
Como
you want to be
diria
in
o
game. I mean,
moça
start with
formosa.
movement, and then you're looking at the perk system.
Essa madruga.
But there's a balance there as well.
Caramba.
I'm just so excited to see what type of player, first of all, I'll be, but especially our two MP experts over here, Nameless, Ali. I mean, you guys not only talk about multiplayer for a living, but you guys play it day in, day out, so many hours grinding. Nameless, what are you making of it so far?
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I've been playing Call of Duty since way back in the day, 06 back to COD 2, and for me what this feels like is you're getting the classic maps, you're getting the best things that we all fell in love with Call of Duty about, but you're also getting the best of the innovations of recent Call of Duties as well. So it's just been spectacular seeing, we played Hardpoint on Skid Row yesterday. Who could say that in 2023? It's been amazing, Ali.
No, it really has. I think it's interesting that you brought up like the play style, because I feel like in events like this especially, like I was bringing up Warzone players, like their style of play is a little bit different from like what we see on a day-to-day basis, and even just normal content creators, they're going for snipes and stuff, and High Rise obviously a perfect place for that. So I think the fact that the movement feels so smooth, and to see everybody, there's something for everyone, right? So I mean, it's been a great day so far.
So far, so good. We have a little bit more time than we thought we'd have, guys, so we can delve a little deeper here. I think one of the coolest things, and the desk touched upon it a little bit, we got to experience it yesterday when we played. We're making the most meaningful decisions, I think, ever in COD when it comes to our loadouts now on our perks. So what vest I'm wearing, I ran the Demolition vest. It means I think I lose one of my tacticals, but I gain like 2 lethals, which turns me into a killing machine, quite frankly. The Breacher drone,
yeah,
a lot of fun.
Miles.
Way too much fun, actually.
That thing's insane. The Breacher drone, you just throw it in a hallway, it flies super quick. You can actually shoot out of the air. I didn't know that yesterday. I know you said you tried it, though.
I shot my own drone
Agora
down.
tô vendo a arma dos zombies ali na mesa.
Perfect chest side cover. I let the drone fly out, and it follows a direct path. It doesn't have the craziest range. It is fast enough. But I was pre-aiming that spot, and then when the guys, with the red dot appeared, I fired away. I shot down my own Breacher drone. But it's just one of many fun new items that we have to play with here. And again, meaningful choices, like from top to bottom. What shoes am I wearing? What kind of gloves am I wearing in this loadout? Yeah. How do I want to play? Am I stationary? I might have the strafe speed shoes on.
Voando,
the shoulders working. And we heard Shots talk about the tack stance and how he's sliding around the map. And this is something we cannot stress this enough, friends. You're going to be schmoving in this game like you may have never moved before in COD.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm so excited. I want to hear what you think as well, as the fact that you can turn a pistol basically into an SMG. You don't need a perk. You don't need to have that on. You can literally do that yourself with guns and get it to the way that you want it. I mean, running basically a secondary SMG with an AR. I mean, that's just stunning.
We heard them talk about it too, with like the aftermarket weapon attachments as well, with the weekly challenges. So there'll be a bunch of different types of variations that you have with your gun. But we saw the Renetti. It's already insane. I saw a tweet from Scump on the timeline, a 10-piece with the Renetti. So when you turn that into an SMG, I mean, it's going to be crazy. The world's your oyster.
It's going to be absolutely incredible. Ali, I've got to ask you, what are you most excited about? You play so much, but jumping into game, what type of player do you think you see yourself becoming with Modern Warfare 3 now?
I just gotta order some new controllers to get used to breaking my thumbsticks all over again. Honestly, that's that's something that is really close to the CDL heart. The competitive styles, getting into the slide canceling and the ADSing, like Shotzi was touching on. But also, I just want to talk about the fact of like, I was 9 years old when a lot of these maps were a thing, and like my bad. But yeah, like I was watching my dad play, but like I don't like those are core memories for me, but I never really got to load in. And so like now as a 23-year-old getting to load into these maps and kind of like have the nostalgia of, oh, I kind of recognize this, like I kind of know this map, but like not knowing every nook and cranny just yet, and like so it's still kind of new to me,
quando a gente tá com a linguiça, os streamers estão jogando lá, filho.
and being able to mantle as fast as you can in this game. Some of the different boots that you mentioned, we were messing around with that slide yesterday. It goes for a while, and you can aim in virtually instantly,
porque veio na beta e eles estão matando com um tiro só na semi-automática. É verdade. Eu não gosto da conforme acontece no jogo, não. Ele aponta sniper de uma forma sobrenatural e você não consegue fazer nada sobre isso. Eu não tanco essas coisas, não.
Have you ever imagined hitting a fully zoomed in snipe while sliding in? Well, MW3 is the game for you. But yeah, and we've got a lot of cool stuff. Times all the 1x optics, so anything red dot, a lot of the hollows. None of these things really add anything to ADS speed anymore. So the game itself in general has sped up tremendously. We were messing around with tac stance yesterday as well. I mean, sort of the canted approach to your weapon. I'm running a big ×8 scope, right? And I can't ADS in, but if I want to hit those more CQB situations, I'm keeping maximum spatial awareness. I've got my situational awareness, my screen's up. I'm able to use a weapon with a big scope in close range, whether it's an LMG, whether it's a sniper. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it's still really nice to have choices as a player. We've got so many options here. So much fun.
Yeah, I think that's the key word, right? The buzzword, I think, coming off the back of what we saw on the desk. It's the choices that you can make. And I think balance is such an important thing. I think in any Call of Duty game, balance is key, especially when you're going up against players who do have a choice of what they want to run, especially with perks. But being able to have that potential to take something away, if you do want to risk and reward, you're coming in with potentially like silent footsteps, you're running ghosts, you're making sure that you're the type of player you want to be, but something also is taken away from you. So that balance is so important, I think, in all Call of Duty titles.
100%. I mean, footsteps are silent if you want them to be. That is a massive W. I was running around yesterday and I saw red dots on the mini map. My footsteps were silent. I was sneaking up on people. I was just having a blast. I mean, we're talking about 12
Caramba,
years
agora tô
ago
vendo ali
when these maps came out.
cara mexer.
They look even
Você
better
pode escolher
now.
até o
So,
sapato
I can't
agora.
wait to get my hands on that video.
Caraca.
It's coming out soon.
Very, very soon indeed. Well, it's exciting to be reminiscing for very, very good reason. As we talked about earlier, we are celebrating Call of Duty's
Você pode
20th
personalizar a
anniversary,
ombreira.
which is an amazing milestone.
Máscara.
With a great milestone comes an opportunity for great rewards to celebrate 20 years of Call of Duty
uma
history.
espécie de
Players can
headset
receive
botaram no
daily
boneco.
login rewards between October 6th to October 16th for every single daily login per day, up to 7 in total. You'll receive these rewards, which you're seeing on screen, including an old school price operator skin. That takes me back. These rewards all will carry forward in MW3 as well. So grab them now and tap them into the next title. For more details, head over to the Call of Duty blog. Nameless, your earliest memory of COD, was it like waiting in line at midnight trying to get something? What was it for you, mate?
I mean, yeah, first off, I will say we didn't have cool swag
Caraca,
like this, these digital
gente.
packs. I mean, this is that was before that time, but
Caraca.
I mean, just playing split screen was the best like old memories I have with my friends.
Fala aí.
On screen looking, trying to figure out where they were on Call of Duty 2. And
Eles
now
são
it's
mestres em
2023,
linguiça,
and we
gente,
got
pelo amor de
everything. And you can still
Deus.
screen watch. It's right there. They're
Vai
right next
logo
to
as
each other.
partes mais.
There might be some
Vai
players
logo
doing that.
Incredible memories that have been had on Call of Duty. Ali,
A
what's
parte
your
mais
earliest
importante
memory
ali.
on COD?
Well, I know I talked about playing with my dad, but I think one of the more core memories, which I can't wait to break down the new and exciting stuff in that game mode coming later, has to be with zombies. When I was in middle school, I'd go over to my friend Anastasia's house, and we'd go in our basement, we'd turn off all of the lights, and then we'd load up split-screen zombies on her big TV on the couch, and just all night on her Xbox just sitting there playing zombies on town survival, you know, going as far as we could, training them around the lava pit in the center. So that's definitely like a core memory for me.
I love to hear that. We're going to be sharing lots more stories on these couches, I am sure, as we get through the rest of today. But we also wanted to remind everyone again that early access to the multiplayer beta kicks off tomorrow for PlayStation players.
É amanhã o PlayStation, né? Hoje é dia 5, né? Amanhã.
You saw a ton of great multiplayer content today. Play that and more over the next week. Check out the Call of Duty blog for more details. I personally can't wait to see everybody get in the mix.
Or don't worry, in addition to open beta early access, all those PlayStation players out there, be sure to pre-order on PlayStation Store to get an exclusive look at the Lockpick Operator Pack at MW3's.
Mais trailer.
Big question is, what did you guys think of Lockpick? That's another one that we saw on the desk.
Modo cofre.
I mean, there's so much to break down here. All of the team were going through every single detail, but Ali, what did you make of it?
She's freaking cool. Like, I know Stephanie talked
Agora
about how
só
she
quero ver o barulho do espaço,
every
né?
single time that she's loading up into a game, and I might have to follow
Isso agora é
suit.
os
Like, we
zombies,
might
né?
have to
Eu vi,
battle it
pô.
out for who gets to be the lockpick in game, because she is cool.
Yeah, I'm down with the blue camo as well. Very excited to see all the crazy skins. We've got a tease of some of those skins in the game already. The trailers you name it, it's all happening. But Lockpick available for you, PlayStation players. Hit that pre-order. We've had quite a deep dive on MW3's multiplayer mode so far, and over the past couple of months, I mean, I suppose that was the best way to put it. We've had some teasers, we've had some insights, we've had a few leaks of the return of Makarov and what that means to Modern Warfare 3's
Ah, não, amanhã é só para quem fez o acesso antecipado do PlayStation.
Quite different. Straight
6 e 7.
Treyarch. Here is a look at Modern Warfare Zombies.
Sexta e sábado, domingo e segunda é para todo mundo. Caraca, agora que eu lembrei disso.
Hostile contact. Then went dark. There's one! I can see
him! MWZ. Caraca! Que maneiro! Olha o pessoal carente querendo um abraço. Como diria o Sala, mete o pau no vagabundo. Caraca! Olha o bicho carente. Olha o Bumblebee.
The situation is dynamic and evolving. There are other friendly assets on the ground. Join forces to take out those threats.
Maneiro, hein? Caraca! Olha o tamanho do cachorro! Caraca, é o tamanho do Scooby-Doo! Caraca, maneiro, hein? Gostei, hein? Ah, não, meu Deus do céu, a moto do cara.
Welcome to Operation Deadbolt.
Maneiro, hein? Gostei. Agora é DMZ, filho. Maneiro.
Now, let's welcome some very special guests from Treyarch, because you got Kevin Drew as well as Miles Leslie. Kevin is the Associate Director of Design and Miles is the Associate Creative Director. Welcome to the both of y'all, and it is so exciting to talk about some zombies.
Fired up to be here. Yes,
it looks awesome in here. We just swapped over to a little undead purple in the back.
When I think of the undead, I think of
the ambiance.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about purple that just it really does something for me. But guys, earlier this week,
ele é um DMZ com zumbis
we were able to bring
exatamente.
Who are here today. I called
Eu tô gostando, cara. Maneiro.
First time you guys have had folks in the studio in a long time. It was super exciting. You want to talk a little bit about the event and some of the awesome reactions we got to see in the room from these guys?
Yeah, no, it was a great experience bringing in those
people.
O
evento é bem grande, hein?
You know, zombies is traditionally something that is a mode based on exploration, discovery.
Ah, como eu gostaria de fazer uma visita num lugar desse, hein?
A group in there and play it, get hands-on, get impressions, get feedback, and we just
Caraca, tinha uma espécie de cinema lá, cara. Caraca, que moral, hein?
In the room there, they got to see some
Olha o Hayashi ali.
Playtime. You guys answered about some questions.
Yeah, the playtest was absolutely fantastic. There were so many awesome
Bem, se o cara chegasse ali e me xingasse, eu nem ia saber, né? Pra não ser inglês também.
Well, I was going to ask, like, as, you know, having been in the lab, making this for so long, right? And then getting people to see it. In what you guys said before, I remember you guys mentioning that it's not a thing you do often.
O tal do Black Cat.
So that must have been a
very,
mesmo
grupo do ano passado, né?
revealing experience for you guys.
O Hayashi, o Story e o Black Cat.
Outside people besides us playing it.
Yeah.
Like,
so you're like, oh, wait a minute, this game is good.
Hey, this is super fun. You know? So it's like, we were right. Yeah.
We did it.
E uma vez só pra mim seria bom, cara.
Guys, one of the most popular questions
I noticed,
ripe amongst the crowd of creators that was there. Easter eggs. We know them, we love them, we want them in zombies.
Easter egg. Quer saber do easter egg?
Give us a little taste.
I mean, a little tidbit, a little morsel.
A little something.
We can't.
Pre-ordem, faça a pre-ordem do Call of Duty e jogue aberto.
If you were paying attention,
Eu não vou jogar amanhã, esqueci, mas é só para quem fez o acesso
maybe at
antecipado.
the end, if you go back and scrub it, you might see something that you'll see that's kind of big. Now, I don't want to give it all away. There's a lot to discover in this open world zombies.
Oh yeah, and I think that is going to lead perfectly to my question, which is with so much that needs to be unpacked here. I guess, you know, what I'm curious about is like, what are the key things that you want the community to know about this iteration of zombies? The differences potentially from, you know, the previous game till this one, because you guys are having some fun with it out there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a mode based on experimentation, and we're really doing that here. This is taking our gameplay, our classic zombies gameplay and mechanics, and putting them on the big map and all of the experiences that offers with vehicles and the vast space and the higher player count. And then on top of that, putting it in the modern warfare era where you have their equipment, the operators, and it just feels so badass, you know?
And it's in this massive open world co-op experience. So that's something that feels exciting. It feels different. Kind of what led you guys to design, you know, Modern Warfare Zombies the way that you did in this big new way?
So we just saw an opportunity with the big map to have the biggest PvE experience we've ever had in the franchise. So
Which
in
is
the past,
something.
we had pure PvE.
Yes, pure PvE, no PvP.
You're safe here, and there's you know, we usually have four players.
You know,
Safe
it
is relative.
zombies at the end of the day. Yeah. But then you mentioned like the way that the game is played, the open world, but how do the players like interact with one another in that world? Because and also, like, you know, I like running solo from time to time. Is that also something that's possible as well?
Absolutely. So it's 24 players total. You can go in solo, you can go in with your squad. But what's awesome is that you're all on the same team trying to do the same thing. So when you're out in the world, you'll run into other squads or other players. You can make a decision in that moment to like combine and form a super squad.
Oh, so you can form a super team.
Yes.
Like in-game form a super team.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's 8 squads of 3. You can group up together. You can go lone wolf it. I don't know if I'd recommend that, guys, from what I've seen.
Experienced players. If you want a challenge, you can go in solo, but it is a lot of fun to grab some friends, form those super squads.
Yeah.
And again, the map is massive. There's zombies everywhere. There's other surprises everywhere.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
I'm getting excited.
And so a couple weeks ago, we saw the very first look at Modern Warfare Zombies in the cinematic that we released, which really sets the stage for the narrative of Modern Warfare Zombies, in that we see Soap, we see Laswell, and more importantly, we saw someone who I didn't think we were going to see again.
That's right.
Miles, can you take us through what's going on?
What's going on here?
What's going on?
100%. Yeah, 100%. So, you know, that opportunity that Kevin talked about is there's a few questions when people saw that cinematic, and if you hadn't, go and watch it. It's awesome. Hold on a second. Where are we in time and place? We are between Modern Warfare 19 and MW22, the year 2021, and that's really important to the story because in true Treyarch Zombies fashion, we are always jumping eras, jumping moments, and really touching different timelines in interesting ways. I can't go into all of it, but there's a reason for that. Now, the next question which you're hinting to is, why is Zakayev alive? I saw him die, but did you? Did you really?
I saw him get shot. I saw him fall down a missile silo.
You saw him fall. There was blood. But in true sort of story fashion, if there's no body, he's not dead. Now, Task Force 141 went back to that silo. There was water at the bottom. It had been drained. Lots of blood. And Zakayev was gone. Now, officially declared deceased. But then whispers emerged that he's still alive. And now, of course, in true sort of villain fashion, he starts to hear whispers himself as he's recovering from falling down that silo, which he did.
Yeah, that hurts.
That hurts a little bit.
Yep.
Is about this new thing called Ethereum. And he wants to get it. And that really sets the stage. All of that, by the way, is day one getting in the door like you saw in the cinematic, which is, that's the start of the story. And players are going to experience this story just in really interesting ways.
So it's a flashback, it's canon, we've got worlds colliding with Cold War, with Modern Warfare. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. But the story really progresses in a new and interesting way. Let's take a look at how these come to life in the intro mission.
Yes.
Eita, tá travando.
Your objective is a roof-mounted comms tower. Mark a location on TAC map. Once tower is active, use decryption key from Jansen's tablet to establish comms.
Caraca, zumbi pra caraca. Caraca, eu vou falar uma coisa, vai ser uma parada maneira, hein? $13 minutos. Vem o Warzone. Tomara. Eu vou ter que sair. Esse é quase o Warzone, né? Caraca, maneiro, hein? Zumbi que atira, maneiro. Agora, eita, travou. Pra mim deve ter gente vendo a roda isso aqui, né? Só na Twitch são 121 mil pessoas vendo. Quem dera tivesse uma audiência dessa, hein? Eles falam, né? 120 mil pessoas, caraca.
Like Kevin was saying, is we want to bring that story to the forefront. These story
Fora
missions
YouTube, né?
have handlers from the Modern Warfare world, from the Black Ops world, Cold War world that you might see. Some new friends along the way as well, and they're going to help you on this story and these missions that take you across the big map. Lots of different activities and cool things to do. Awesome cinematics and well. And again, the whole point of this is that if you're new to being a zombies player, we want you to experience that story. We want you to get into it. But if you're seasoned and you just want to jump in and kill some zombies, you can free roam and do that and then jump to the story later. We really have embraced that open world sort of feeling across this, and that's really the exciting thing is it kind of pick your poison, that player pacing in that sense.
Modern Warfare 3 is about options.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's becoming more and more prevalent to me as I'm hearing you guys talk about this like throughout the day. Super awesome and great to see that like the player choice is very prevalent, right? But Zombies has been a mode that's been in the game for such a long time. It's really, it runs side by side, parallel to Call of Duty and its incredible legacy. But there are still players that are going to be new to this, that are coming into this with a fresh set of eyes for the first time ever. What's in store for them? Because, this could be a little jarring, right? There's a lot of stuff going on over here.
Absolutely. So Zombies can be pretty intimidating. And we know that there might be a lot of players who might only play Modern Warfare, or DMZ, or Warzone. So we've built this mode to make sure that they can have success and have fun and also support our veteran audience.
On a brand new
map. And we'll talk about that more later.
Not later.
But here, for this mode, we've broken it down into 3 tiers of difficulty.
Muito
so you're going
grande.
to infill on the outer edges, and this is kind of like lower level difficulty.
Jefferson.
Really hang out here.
Vamos jogar, hein? Eu e você e o...
But our advanced players are going to want to try to get into the center
E o
of
Wanderson.
the map as soon as possible. That's where Sakeo threw that vial and started this entire incursion.
What an arm on him.
Yeah,
I gotta say.
He yeeted the vial. Now we have a hot zone.
Caraca, gente, cadê o
And now we
Warzone?
have to pay
Hate to
for
see
it. All right, well then let's look at the flip side of that one though, right? Because we talked about the new players, how we get those folks into the game and have them playing something outside of their comfort zone, so to speak. But one thing that we know is that there are core Zombies fans that love this experience, live and breathe it. So what do you have for them?
Yeah, absolutely. When you talk about that fusion, and like Kevin said, the experimentation was, well, how do you bring all those core zombie Treyarch features into this new world? And we've done just that. You can see we've got the mystery box. We've got wall buys. We've got the pack-a-punch, the pat machine. All of these things are spread out across this
Caraca, o canal do COD está com quase 39.450 pessoas.
How do you want to tackle this world? But those zombies features are super key to making this feel fresh and really an evolution of that sort of open world feel as you get more powerful. And again, it's fused with the Modern Warfare DMZ feeling as well, is buy stations as well, using the score streaks.
Features that you recognize
absolutely.
Como diria o...
100%, which you may not have had in other zombies, so that's where you really marry them together in interesting ways. But
it's awesome.
The most important core feature, of course.
It's a sweet new feature, folks.
Ah, o biscoito aí.
It's our cereal. You can't find this in the map. I wish you could. Yeah.
Que fez collab com Call of Duty.
Call of Duty Next. It has some awesome features. It's got a UV light.
It's outrageous.
I may or may not have taken a box of those.
Oh yeah,
already.
I've stolen this.
I mean, a crate. I'm not talking about a single box. I'm talking a single crate.
Oh, wow.
What came off the truck? You know?
Wow.
And shout out to Off Limits Cereal for making this with the box bespoke for Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, and it's a woman-owned business, which is dope.
Awesome.
And it goes in the dark.
Bang.
Yeah. So I would be remiss to not hit on one of the really core features for our Zombies players, and that's the Wonder Weapon, guys.
Yes.
I need to know.
Yeah. So. Of course, we have a Wonder Weapon, and it has been custom made again for this open world experience. It is the Scorcher.
Oh my word!
I'm gonna let you just look at it for a second.
That first raise.
Yes,
that thing is huge.
It's absolutely amazing. So the Scorcher again is built for demolishing the highest density of zombies you've ever seen.
The hordes.
Oh yes,
We're
the
gonna melt hordes.
Absolutely. And then on top of that, it's got an alt fire that launches you into the air so that you can use it to engage. If you want to jump into a horde, if you want to get away from the horde of zombies, if you want to jump on a building or over a building, like it's really.
Wait, so you can like rocket jump on it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's once you get into like basically the flow state of using it and it's in your arsenal.
There's no limit.
Chef's kiss.
Okay,
Chef's kiss. Wonder Weapon. Scorcher. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
And part of what makes Zombies so special, especially with this new open world field, is the replayability. Is this? It's not a one and done game.
Eu não pensei que eles fossem falar de zombies hoje.
Modern Warfare 3 Zombies gonna push that forward and take the next step in terms of what keeps players coming back for more every time?
Yeah, so this is a really kind of replayable mode. It's an extraction exfil mode, right? So you're trying to get deeper and deeper into the map, and at first you're not going to be that successful. You're going to have to play a lot over and over, gain mastery, try to take things out, make sure you successfully exfil so you can come back in the next time hit the ground running with the right stuff.
Yeah. And when you talked to me, we mentioned it before, we saw Zakayev yeet the vial in the cinematic. That has created the incursion zone, that super hot area we saw a little bit of on the TAC map. Can you talk to me about how the storm will play into the map, what that vial did, and what the gameplay repercussions are going to be for the player there?
Yeah, so this thing is in the map, and it's the source. It's spreading the dark aethers, so it will always be there in the map. It's going to dictate this time limit. At 45 minutes, it's going to start.
Caraca, zumbi a rodo.
And that's where you need to get out.
Yeah.
Caraca.
And it gets really, intense.
So it's a total 1 hour
session.
Yeah, 1 hour session. Again, those 24 players.
It goes back to getting in, again, player pacing. You want to stay on the outer edges. Awesome. You want to challenge yourself, go into medium and high threat. But the Aether Storm waits for no one. And it will come. And it will make the zombies harder. Yeah. And that's part of the challenge and fun is, are we going into the storm to cleanse it?
Yeah.
Are we avoiding it?
What are we going to find
in there? Are we getting the hell out of Dodge?
What's the exfil plan?
What are we doing here?
What are we doing here?
Is really where you get into a lot of fun.
And really, too, when you think about that heat map for zombies, part of that is going to be gearing up. You said you're spending, a lot of players are spending a lot of time on the outer edges of the map or in the yellow.
Yeah.
Gearing up, getting that loot, collecting the right things that we need to have a successful infill. But one of the most exciting things about that is how weapons will carry over from match to match.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with DMZ, we have contraband weapons, so everything you're finding in the match you can take out and bring it with you.
Item persistence.
Yes,
yeah.
we have insurance slots, but we've really taken that to the next level with all the zombies upgrades. So, in the past, you've had to do all that just in-game, you lose it. Now, all of those things have been formed into a consumable version called Acquisition. So things like Pack-a-Punch, weapon rarity, ammo mods, wonder weapons.
Yeah.
All of those things you can find in the match, and you can decide to use them then, or you can take them out and just start the next match, load up, Pack-a-Punch, drink 4 perks immediately, and now you're good to go. Like, you're going all the way into the high threat.
Straight into the red zone, juiced up on perks, right?
Yeah. Quite a difference, right? But what was the, I guess, like, inspiration? Was it just, hey, let's just try something creative, different, fun. Do what Zombies has always done and push the bar.
Yeah, just like introducing this different kind of pressure with the time limit, but then now giving players this additional ability to bring things in is huge.
Yeah, it's part of that. How do you ease new players and seasons players, right? It kind of relates to rounds. If you're familiar from that, is like when you get into the higher zones and you have more of that arsenal, that's for those seasons players. They're going to feel it, and they're going to want that challenge. Well, you know what? There's a big challenge there, so you better be loaded up on a bunch of stuff coming in to really succeed.
All right, we're getting into the lightning round here. Finally, Miles, I asked you before. You said that Zombies is all about discovery, and it is. We know those secrets, those Easter eggs are out there lurking in the world. But of all the secrets, again, I'm going to pressure you.
Keep going back to the well here, Steph.
What can you tell us? What should we be looking out for?
You know, I can't get
Gostei da ideia dos zombies, hein? Achei maneiro, hein?
I want to, but the team would kill me. There's a lot in there. But
we want people to find them.
We do want them to find them, but we have, again, taken advantage of this.
Gostei.
There's a lot there on day one for Discover. We love watching the community find these things. That is part of the fun. So we don't want to spoil any of it, but there's a lot in there, and we're already planning some fun stuff to come later as well.
Well,
So
look,
more coming.
You're not getting it out of us.
You know what? Steph might be trying to dig deep. I will never do that. Ever in a million years. But what can you guys tell me about the monsters? What do you tell us about all the monsters that we have coming up here? Because there seems like there's some wild ones that are going to be available for players to fight against.
We have a full gambit. It starts with just our zombies. We have more zombies than we've ever seen before on one space. They completely fill up this map. Anywhere you go, there's going to be danger. But then we have all of our other awesome enemies. So Hellhound, our Mimic, who can disguise himself as a cache in the map, so you have to be careful. The Disciple, he buffs...
that was me this morning.
Just waking up.
Free coffee.
Buffing zombies and life draining the Mangler with his cannon and ranged attacks. So just all sorts of threats. But the Mega Abomination, he's about 3 times bigger than we last saw him.
Yeah, because he needed to be bigger.
Yeah, he's now thrown some crawlers under his stomach.
Oh,
and
fun.
The dingle dangles.
He can't fit in buildings anymore. He's so big. So he needs those guys to
But he'll
go
still
inside.
get you in the buildings.
But this is when you talk about like that opportunity of open world is, okay, you think you're going to be safe. I'm going to run inside. No, absolutely not. The Abomination will send in these little creatures, and they will try to explode and flush you out. So really, it's, do you want to die by the lasers outside, or do you want to die by these zombie explosions? Again, it's up to you.
Your choice.
It's your choice.
Choose your own adventure.
That's right.
But perhaps more terrifying than monsters even for the first time. There are humans in Zombies as well.
The real enemies all along.
So this enemy PMC group is in the world.
That's another, again, important to the story when you go back to Sakayev and this Terminus Outcomes PMC group. They're his muscle that he's hired. They found that Ethereum. They want more in true sort of bad guy fashion, and they are across the map. So for the first time, you're going to be able to, if you want, fight these AI. There's gameplay loop tied to them where there's a progression on that side, and you can run into them. You can avoid them if you want. If you just want to chill out and shoot zombies all day, that's great. You want to mix it, that's cool. Or the coolest thing is to take a horde of zombies, and Kevin loves to say it's like a hornet's nest, which it is you shoot a few, you get a big horde of them.
They're upset.
And you basically train them right into the human
that's
AI.
cool.
And,
okay.
And it's basically the zombies are third-partying.
Yes.
Right? Which is awesome. So we're 100% team zombies, and you just kind of sneak by as they're causing all the carnage, so you can loot, get what you need, and get out. But it's really just I can't express the moment when you unleash your own zombie horde on the human AI. It's really satisfying. Yeah.
Awesome. I can't wait. Well, you guys saw it after
Caraca.
the Zombies trailer earlier, but in a couple of
Tamanho
minutes,
do
Lana's
monstro,
gonna give
cara.
you all the details on the Soul Harvester weapon blueprint. Stay tuned. That thing is absolutely absurd. It's 100% something that you're going to want to see in Zombies day one. But I have some other news. We got a little taste of that big map that you guys keep talking about. I am excited to announce that the big map you saw here teased in Modern Warfare Zombies was actually your very first look at the brand new map coming to Warzone. We're deep diving into Battle Royale coming next.
Oh boy, it's going to be
tuned.
Awesome stuff. Firstly, Kevin, Miles, I want to thank you guys so much for your time. Your passion is infectious. Your love for this is truly it's inspirational, and I'm excited to try it out.
I wish we could stay and talk about it.
Yes. I think we could
draw your self-portrait.
Well,
Kevin drew some lovely zombies artwork today.
I think we could talk about this all
day. We'll be debuting later.
It's going to be awesome. I'm sure everyone's so excited to jump into zombies. Yeah, and thank you guys so much for sharing that love for this. And that, of course, wraps up our Modern Warfare Zombies portion of this show here. But next up, it's Warzone with live Warzone gameplay and new map details are going to be coming your way. But first, a quick word from our sponsors.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by HyperX, the official peripheral partner of Call of Duty. We're all gamers. TCL, play like a pro on the big screen with TCL Q-Class QLED TVs, up to 98 inches. Movement, the official timekeeper of Modern Warfare 3. Go to mvmt.com/COD to see the limited edition watch collab. Backbone, level up your play with Backbone and Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. And Lovesack. Lovesack Stealth Tech is a proud partner of Call of Duty Next, bringing unparalleled immersive surround sound to your at-home gaming experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames, messieurs, welcome back to Call of Duty Next. Zombies, where do we even start? Oh my God, I mean, it's what? We've got the spiritual successor to Outbreak from Cold War. We've got everything we know and love about zombies, and a big old look at what they called the big map. Did you notice at home when you saw that screen grab? Oh, that's a big map. That's the sort of map I could see 100-something players jumping into and fighting until the very last man or woman standing. Guys, zombies, let's get into it. The ray gun on desk right now obviously is very, very appropriate. It looks sick. It looks fun. I mean, I cannot wait, frankly.
I think the big thing is that it's almost like a gateway for others who have never played zombies before. It's Warzone type of style. You have also ether, waves of ether coming in that make your life a lot harder, as if zombies wasn't hard enough. But just, there is something for everybody in this zombies game. It's so fun. I actually, could see a couple of the pro players in the CDL reacting to zombies and being like, hold on a second, are we gonna play?
Our good buddy Simp is already tweeting about it, saying zombies look sick. It does look sick, Simp. You're absolutely right. But Ali, I mean, this is like, we're gonna pull up as a squad. We're gonna have our own whip. All of our skins are involved. We can enjoy the cinematic story moments, and then we can get absolutely into the action and play around with the zombies.
Absolutely, Miles. I know that you're gonna be on the outskirts for a hot minute. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Slow.
Yeah, don't worry. Me and Ant will take all of the really difficult hordes as we head towards the center. It kind of gives me, because I played a lot of Outbreak, so I am kind of curious as to, like, they talk about the 3 different levels. Like, how serious are we talking about the jump between those levels? You know what I'm saying? So I'm really excited to jump in.
Well, what I found like really interesting was the way that you can exfil with weapons and bring them back later on, right? Because like we could have strategies like you can get all the perks, I'll get a crazy weapon, Ali gets another crazy weapon, and then we come back in and instantly go to the hot zone. So zombies looks amazing, man. And those monsters were terrifying. We heard the devs so passionate talking about how insane the zombies are going to be in this game, and that's what I get most excited about. I just want to see that whole horde come towards me. I want to have that crazy scorcher, light them all up, and get to the action right away. But they have those layers for everybody. If you're new to zombies, you can just stay on the outside, loot up, and take your time. So a bunch of different elements to this year's zombies, and I'm super excited to get in there.
Certainly are tons of elements to be excited for, and we're also so excited to announce the Soul Harvester Tracer Weapon Blueprint for the Modern Warfare 3 Vault Edition. This gun is stunning. It will be available starting October 17th in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone to anyone who pre-orders the Vault Edition, and comes to Modern Warfare 3 on launch day, November 10th, folks. Make sure that's in your calendars. You're going to want to run this blueprint, I promise you, when the Haunting launches, because in addition to the tracers and custom death effects, it will help you collect souls faster in a special upcoming event. Stay tuned. And you can turn those souls in for rewards as well. So when Modern Warfare launches, the blueprint is going to come with the dead wire ammo mod that lets you electrify undead hordes.
You mean to tell me there is an actual weapon that can fetch me their souls? I just wanted to get it out on broadcast. Sorry, guys.
It in, didn't he?
Plenty, though. Still coming up later today. COD Next doesn't finish just yet. We've got a day of Call of Duty action ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. Immediately following Next, we will be Code Bowl 4, presented by USAA. Join the top Call of Duty streamers and military esports teams as they compete for the coveted Code Bowl trophy, which has actually been in space, funny enough. 100% of the net proceeds from today's tournament will go toward placing more veterans into high-quality jobs. Now, we have a lot of Call of Duty fans. We've actually got a short message from someone who wants to say a very, very quick hello to all of you.
qué rollo plebada, puro Modern Warfare 3 y pura WP. Se viene algo chingón.
Peso Pluma, thank you very much.
Thank you ever so much. I mean, pretty cool actually, isn't it? I love how many people are so interested, obviously, in Modern Warfare 3. I mean, who wouldn't be?
And with a tease of something to come. Lottie, what's that all about, mate?
Well, I'll tell you what, right now, welcome to the TCL Power Hour. During this next hour, we will have
Caraca, vai dar 2 horas de evento.
of challenges while in the middle of Battle Royale. Now, there are 9 challenges, and with them come 9 opportunities for you, the viewer, to have a chance to win a 65-inch TCL TV. Now, look at these, okay? We need to talk quickly about how these potentially might go down. Did you catch a glimpse of any of those challenges? What are we thinking?
Yeah. I instantly saw the one where you have to get, I think, like a double elimination with a drivable train.
Oh, what? Yeah, wait.
A drivable train?
One more time so the people out there.
You have to get a double elimination with a drivable.
What is that?
Hold on.
It's a train you could drive, guys. More on that later. But we did this last year. It's a lot of fun. So when our streamers are involved in that big old game of Warzone, we're going to be keeping an eye on these challenges. And if we do manage to complete that bingo card of Mania, you might have a chance to win television. Very exciting stuff.
Yes, and during this next hour, to enter for a chance to win, you need to submit a tweet using the hashtags #CODNEXT and #TCLXCOD sweepstakes. For each challenge completed by our streamers during the TCL Power Hour, a winner will be randomly selected from all eligible entries received for a total of up to 9 winners, folks. We'll be keeping you guys updated on completed challenges as we see them come in, but we also do ask that you help us out as well. So take a screenshot of a challenge being completed and tweet them to #CODNEXT and #TCLXCOD sweepstakes.
Well, with that, very, very excited. But with that, our time has come. We're now going to hear a quick word from our sponsors, and then it's back over to Golden Boy and Stephanie at the desk with a very, very special guest, Raven. And then it's time for Warzone. Don't go too far.
Call of Duty Next, brought to you by Little Caesars, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next and Modern Warfare 3. NVIDIA GeForce, level up your Modern Warfare 3 PC experience with performance multiplying DLSS 3 and latency reducing reflex. Herman Miller Embody gaming chairs are being used at today's event. Check out Herman Miller Gaming's entire portfolio of products at hermanmiller.com/gaming. And Elgato, a proud partner of Call of Duty Next.
Welcome back, everyone, to Call of Duty Next, and it's now time to talk about something I know all of you people at home are excited to talk about. It's Warzone and what we should all expect in the next chapter as we go into Modern Warfare 3. At the desk, we're now joined by Ted Timmons. He's the Senior Creative Director at Raven Software. Ted, it is a pleasure to have you here, my friend. How you feeling, man?
This is something else. I can't wait to show you what Raven's doing.
250 players, you know, it's kind of big.
It's something, yeah.
It's just a couple close friends.
Yeah, I mean, we
dropping by.
A couple homies.
Playing some games.
Have a cup of tea.
Yeah, a cup of tea.
You know, do our thing.
I could actually go for a good cuppa now that I actually think about it.
We're in the right place. We'll offline.
We definitely are. But yeah, we're really excited to have you and talk all things Warzone because I know everyone's chomping at the bit to get this information.
They are, and we teased it a bit earlier. There's a new map coming to Warzone later this year, I'm happy to say. But Ted, tell us where we're headed.
Ready? Welcome to Urzikstan.
Ooh, okay.
Where the Middle East.
Take a look. Here's
Europe.
Urzikstan.
This is it. We've been waiting. We've been sort of hinting all day long, right?
Hinting all day long, a little bit for the last week. It's, of course, got 11 unique POIs here.
POIs, all seamlessly integrated. Brand new map, full of wonderful nostalgia that we'll dive into as well when we play.
And you mentioned this is where the Middle East meets Europe a little bit, Eastern Europe a little bit.
Yes.
And Urzikstan will, of course, be familiar to many Modern Warfare players as a central location from the campaign, of course, where Farah is from.
Yes. This is my personal favorite point of interest.
Rapaz!
Huge
Maneiro!
construction site with the crane that's got an ascender. If you look carefully, you might see a zip line or two, which we'll talk about a little later.
Caraca, cheio de bifurcação, cara,
but any
se
opportunity
esconder.
to also be in more lush
parecido com
environments with that
Verdansk.
industrial spin. I kind of like the Sorkin Industrial
Yeah,
as
this
well.
is on the northern side of the map. Again, when we think about something like Warzone, you need those industrial districts. We got pop-off power. I made a joke yesterday with our creators that they'll be popping off here. I'm sure later today. Yeah,
that's going to be a thing.
That's wonderful point of interest. This is Shahin Manor. Again, like really built around that kind of close quarters combat that we want our players to experience.
Awesome interiors here. I've had some really fun close quarter engagements here.
Lowtown.
Lowtown.
It's where the rats are going to be hanging out. Here in Old Town, these are next to each other. There's a train line running through it. This is sort of in the centralized area of the map, so we expect this to be a hot drop.
Yeah, Old Town, Lowtown, put nearby one another. Of course, we've got this beautiful ruined architecture, sort of a bit of those touches across the map here. And
all of military base. I'm hearing this is your favorite POI, huh?
My personal favorite. I love a military base. Way back in Verdansk, you can find me at the military base, and so these bunkers speak to me.
What's sticking out to me, looking at all of these different locations, is density. There's a lot in between different buildings, different locations. It really feels like there's going to be some fun opportunities to get some good fights in.
Yeah, it was one of our focus points, and I love this vista shot of the map, but it was genuinely one of our focus points, was to say, how can we make a more dense map where it feels like, in terms of like rotation opportunities, the regain, that there's always some way like you can go and kind of call home. So glad it's coming across.
And we touch on, I think what's really interesting is you and I have talked, Warzone has been here for a number of years now. We've had a lot of opportunities to take those experiences, and it feels like you guys have really worked to apply those experiences to this map.
Yes. It's one of those things where when we start to talk about the game, we always reflect on, the many, many years of Warzone now and what our players have loved. So I think when players play, and you'll see this very shortly, there's little bits of every map that we've had to date, but at the same time, it has like a freshness to it. Like when we think about new maps, it has to have a newness at the very same time. So they're dropping in. This is it.
They're dropping in. This is the very first time you are seeing live gameplay from Urzikstan.
And who better than Dr. Lupo to take a look at? Because he's going to pop a few heads from across the map too. So I mean, he's even trying to do it a shot.
I mean, they're warming up, but I've seen him crush with shotties today in MP. So I have faith.
Always does. This is actually quite exciting to check out here, especially that, we got ourselves a little bit of a fight happening here. So I think Lupo does manage to get the better, and just again, it feels so fluid. And I think one of the points that is really sticking to me here is also just on that movement front as well, right?
Yeah, it was very important to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so tell us, Ted, Warzone shares the same foundations of Modern Warfare 3. Raven worked really closely with Sledgehammer to make sure all of those gameplay features that we covered in multiplayer earlier today are aligned with Battle Royale. Can you take us through that a little bit?
Yeah, as you mentioned, we've been working with Sledgehammer all year. They've been a great partner, because we know when we make something like a big Battle Royale map, we need that movement to fulfill. We need the traversal mechanics, the mantling. Everything needs to work well and seamlessly.
Yeah, and it's the classic Call of Duty feel, right? You're obviously going to be getting that here, but to see that, I guess would the word be parody? I guess I'm thinking of just basically seeing how
continuity.
Continuity is a way better word.
It's experienced with synergy across all the modes.
Synergy. I love it.
I love that.
I love that we managed to fit synergy.
And at the same time, we saw earlier on from Greg and the team that they increased their health to 150 to actually match Warzone. So not only is there a synergy with movement, there's also a synergy with the gameplay itself.
But that has to be pretty awesome for you as well, having been involved in Warzone for so long, and the amount of love and passion you have for it, to see like, hey, when players load into the game, like the experience is going to be the same, so try it out, right? The water's warm.
Yeah, move around. We saw zombies, we saw, now with Warzone, we really want our players to move between all these different experiences.
This is one of my favorite weapons that I can pick up in the map right now. I love the scope on it.
Yeah.
I hope Dr. Lupo likes it as
much as
I
let's
do.
see. I mean, I expect a lot of people to use this today. Oh, they're up in the crane.
Oh, they're in the crane.
Let's go.
Okay, so the crane has a vertical ascender for you to get all the way up there.
Oh, because it's such a good redeploy mechanic. You can literally use the map to redeploy. You can go up to the crane and jump off and go to wherever you need to go.
So he's just equipped a Guardian.
Yes.
Guardian, we talked a little about in MP. I said I'd talk about it more in Battle Royale, because I think this is something we're going to see a lot of today. This is a new kill streak. Can you tell us a little bit more about how it's going to play out?
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't want to critique that gameplay there,
Yeah.
but maybe, just maybe, if he put it down, that could have been the area of denial that he actually needed to win that encounter. So it's very much about if you're being pushed or if you want to defend an area, get that Guardian down to keep you safe effectively.
Yeah, so again, it's not eliminating any players, but it's that stun effect that it's having on players.
Look where he is now.
Uh-oh, the gulag. and is that a fully kitted out gun as well?
So this one's not. This is actually just I think it's normal AR.
Okay, yeah. I see it.
But what's interesting about the gulag is we've gone back to this 3-lane experience that we've had.
So this is the brand new gulag, simplified. It's 3 lanes.
Close. He'll be kicking himself
But
out.
it's got a little treat in the middle there that we didn't see. We might see it later. Can you
Yeah.
tell us what we can expect?
So with this group
today?
of players, they are so good at this game. So we'll have to see if the gulag lasts that length of time. But for anyone at home, in previous war zones, we've had a capture point, which was the overtime mechanic. But this time around, it's an ascender, and a rope drops down from above, and you can ascend and get out.
So it's kind of like, I'm a big pro wrestling guy, so it's kind of like escaping Hell in a Cell or something like that, right?
That may have been some of the inspiration.
Okay, I'm all about that, baby. That makes me very, very, very happy. But as we continue to see these players just like run around, they're being hunted currently, so we got a bounty up right now.
Yeah. So what I love about the bounty that we've updated is when they complete the bounty, or should I say if they complete the bounty, they'll actually get 1 UAV ping, which is a new mechanic that we've added for the bounty this time around.
Okay.
And so this was a bounty that you brought back from Warzone originally.
I didn't see if it was the big game bounty or the
See,
normal bounty.
I was talking about big game bounty. I
That's a
assumed
good
this
segue.
was big game bounty. Can you talk to us a little bit about that contract, which is new?
Yeah, the big game bounty was a fan favorite going back to the 3rd year of Warzone. And it's something that this group in particular, like the really high skilled player, I don't know why they love it, because it effectively marks the highest killed player in the game, but it's great for content. It's got a great reward with the advanced UAV, so yeah, really happy.
We want to be recognized for our hard work. In
100%. You know? I mean, I'm never going to get marked, so I'm cool. Like, I love the contract. I'm
Same
safe.
here. I'm good.
Safe, yeah.
I'm vibing, baby.
It marks the player with the most kills.
Most kills in the match, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And if you complete it, you get that advanced
The
UAV.
advanced UAV,
yeah,
super powerful,
which is
great
awesome.
for the end game. Yeah.
Actually, now as the game continues to play out here, and our competitors kind of get the lay of the land, I find it to be really refreshing for these players that they were just toiling around in Modern Warfare 2 maps, old Modern Warfare 2 maps, but now they're going into something fresh and new. Was that like an objective for you guys with this map, to make it feel just fresh, to make it feel like you're jumping into this with a new pair of eyes?
So whenever we think about a map, you have to think about both the map and the gameplay. Like they're so intrinsically linked. So hopefully a little bit later on, we'll see some of the gameplay that we kind of hinted at. I saw the team beforehand hinted at the drivable train. Haven't yet seen if a team landed on that. But that's the newness.
Eu gostei mais desse Warzone. Tá bem legal.
Yeah, and also feels like a lot of quality.
Tá impressionante que a arma não tem recorde nenhum. Continuar assim também gostei.
Have been introduced into this that I'm also looking forward to, because traversal, the big thing in BRs, you got to be able to rotate effectively. If not, you're gonna get wiped out to the circle.
Seeing one right here,
And
actually. I see a
use
zip line off in the distance. We're gonna get a better look at them here.
Better.
This is the crane we were talking about earlier. So that's the vertical.
So you can go up.
Yep.
Okay.
But for the first time, in
You can
addition to
redeploy.
going up.
Já chegou na minha hora.
Oh, that's cool.
Launches. We're bringing those across from Al Mazrah. But then, here's the
nice.
The new
Maneiro, hein?
I was going to ask when we were going to get horizontal zip lines.
Yeah, so I mean,
Só em
we were so
dezembro
happy
isso
to
aí.
bring these into the map. It really fits the POIs and the layout of the land.
Yeah.
But also, this
Só
this
em
group here,
dezembro,
they're
meus
going to use
amigos.
them to push another team.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas for a lot of our players, they might use it to move
Evade.
away or evade
Yeah.
a team. So it's got dual purpose. I'm sure we'll have encounters where they meet each other.
On the zip
happens when
line.
two players on a
They
zip
go
line?
they go past.
They go
yeah,
past each other? Okay,
but
but-
you can use your AR. So.
But I mean, like, you should shoot.
Yeah. You could duel like an old British
right.
horse.
You can do like 10 paces,
Yeah.
turn around, zip, and then just go and try and see if you can
It's
take
content.
each other out.
It's content.
No, that is
Also,
really
though,
cool.
especially over water, we saw them sort of between the.
Eu nem
the-
sabia
the
que eles iam
higher
apresentar
buildings.
isso
We're gonna
tudo.
have them across the water. I think in terms of
Multiplayer,
getting across this
modo
map.
de
Can you tell us
jogo,
anything about this map in terms
zombie,
of size,
é,
sort of what to
Warzone.
expect folks at home who aren't gonna maybe get a sense of it from everybody today.
What we did was obviously we always look at like the latest map. So we look at Caldera and Al-Mazrah. So it's closer in size to Caldera, a little bit smaller than
slightly
Al-Mazrah,
smaller than Al-Mazrah,
but it's more dense. So
Ah,
it should
pá, vai
feel
ser maneiro,
like,
hein?
in terms of land space and mass, it should still feel very familiar.
And so when you say dense, we mean
Caraca, o mapa é grande pra caramba.
Less open spaces, more packed. Yeah.
Points of interest.
Quero ver como ele vai fazer isso pra rodar nos videogames
Like,
antigos.
there are some wide open spots where snipers can have a great time, but there's so much like urban, dense environments.
Yeah.
Has there been some like really cool play tests where everyone's just like scrapping it out in these like wild locations, close quarters?
Like I mentioned, when we look at Low Town and Old Town, they're kind of like the rattier places. But again, we'll talk about some of those gameplay mechanics that we've added to it has the train line that runs straight through.
Parece até as minhas partidas. Eu mal abro a caixa e já tem gente atrás de mim.
Maybe just like getting into it with another team, and then another team just comes steaming through, literally on the train, and potentially pushes the team through the POI.
And Old Town and Low Town, of course, are on that central landmass.
Vai ter trenzinho.
And here's the train.
Speaking
of the train that stops in Old Town.
Yes. Yeah.
Ted, tell us about this. I feel like everybody downstairs is.
Não acredito.
They saw the handbrake yesterday and were like, "Wait, what? There's a handbrake on the caboose." So if anyone at home doesn't know, the rear
poder
carriage is
parar
called
o
the caboose.
trem
We've got the
e
UAV
usar
tower, the buy station
on the train.
On the
UAV
train.
buy station on the train.
And if you push the driver's carriage, you can go forward, backward.
Caraca.
But the nuance that these players will find out today is you're in the driver's carriage, you're driving, happy days, you're the conductor. But if a team jumps on the back and throws that handbrake, you're going to have to go and engage.
That's cool. Okay,
Or
I didn't
get
know
in
that.
a war switching.
Yes,
on and
no,
off.
no, the handbrake controls it.
Controls all of it. So that's the
so
master
you have to go back and.
So there's almost like a decision you have to make of like, well, do I want
Nossa,
to put a
poder
body
controlar
over
o
there,
trem,
have someone
cara.
defend the handbrake, but then you might be
Maneiro,
running
hein?
into a full squad. So there are going to be some decisions players are going to have to make with these with this train.
Yeah, we had a great play test where I was on the train with a few others, and the train stopped, and we were like, hang on, we're here.
We're all here.
we're all here. So that can only mean one thing, yeah. So it's
Eu pensei que esse evento fosse ser rápido.
Yes.
Work. Yes.
You're literally doing a head count. How many people are
Say
going?
present.
Yeah.
We're seeing some super fluid movement here. We just saw them kind of parachute from building to building. They're on the move. I think they're getting to a buy station up here. Maybe pick up some gear. And Ted, which POI is this?
So they're just above Zaravan City, sort of in the lower Old Town area. Again, I love the style and the theme. Like this has that kind of Al-Mazrah like feel to it.
Yes. And of course, fictionally, in the Great Modern Warfare universe, Urzikstan shares a border with Al-Mazrah. It does. Yeah.
Okay, I just love how deep into the lore you are.
I am a lore head.
Yeah, I'm a lore head too, so it makes me very happy to see another fellow lore head here.
When I watch these guys behind us, our awesome creators and community making the story, making their content about the storyline and the narrative, I love it. I'm so excited. And Ted, you always say,
Valeu, Alex. Obrigado, filho.
You guys are providing
18 meses. Obrigado. Obrigado por acreditar na gente aí, nos apoiar.
It sounds corny, but those are the kind of things that we think about when we think about the types of map and gameplay we want to create. And if you look carefully, I've seen it happen a couple of times already. We have unsuppressed red dots that now show up on the minimap.
Okay.
Yes, the classic minimap behavior will behave the same way in Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer as it will in Warzone. So that unsuppressed fire, visible.
How has that added to the game?
When you think of something like a big map beyond,
filho, só em dezembro. Só em dezembro.
It's really important that you know where engagements are happening.
Yes.
For a lot of players, it could be they want to avoid that area, or for other players, they want to move. Did we get?
Personal favorite, I believe this is the cash gulag.
Here we go. Let's have a look.
You love the money.
Acho que é o gulag, né?
Well, let's see
Pick
how
up
this
as much
works
as you
out.
can. Let's see if the ascender comes down. Let's see if they push or they're pushing.
I don't know if they're even going to have an opportunity
5
for
seconds.
it.
Let's go. That was good.
Ó, o cara joga bem.
See the stress in her face.
She's like,
Now that we see the gulag, and of course, shout out to Chica for the clutch there.
Foi a menina que voltou.
What are some things that are
Joga pra
that we should be
caramba,
expecting
filho.
from gulag? Because that was
Nossa.
different.
That was different from
L2,
what we saw before, Alex.
yeah.
In fact, we've got some video.
Here we go.
This is the OG gulag. This is what we're
É uma
we're gonna be
ogiva
playing
nuclear,
most
uma
of
base
the
de
time
ogiva nuclear.
in the 3 lanes. But Ted, for the first time, there might be some.
Obrigado aí, meus amigos, pela.
So maybe right on cue, we'll see the night vision gulag. Look at that,
No way.
So this is something that can happen.
Pela presença aí de vocês.
It's a chance of it happening. And we have
Estamos
several
no
of these.
evento do COD Next.
Yeah,
we want to wait to see.
But like, and here's the Ascender that we've already mentioned. That if you can get on it and you can get out, you can be shot on the way up. You can be shot from below. Like,
but you can also get off of it and make a play as well.
Yeah, make a play.
That's cool. Okay.
We've seen some really interesting play tests. Of I remember one of our designers shared a clip where the other player had jumped on the Ascender.
Os sortudos já estão jogando, já jogaram o Warzone 2, o Warzone novo. Os sortudos. Caraca, maneiro, tem prédio, tem ponte, maneiraço.
And we'll wait to see, you know, if we get some of those other gulags that we're talking about. But it's ultimately you bringing the, you know, implementation of the public event into the gulag mechanic. We're showing them off here today. It may not be like that at launch because we're still obviously in the Warzone Alpha build, but we've got some exciting stuff planned.
And our streamers are
dialed in.
They're you know, there was a tone shift when we went into Warzone in the venue.
They're having a good time.
You could feel the tension where everyone's like, well, here's my opportunity to pop off in front of the world, in front of their creators. And it is great that these creators, you know, the passion and the time that they put into Warzone. It has to feel rewarding for you being a part of a team that has built this system.
Yeah, I mean, at Raven, you know, we have to cater to so many different player types. When you've got millions and millions and millions of people playing your game, you've got these creators who play 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days
muito
a week.
grande o mapa, meu irmão.
We know that we have people who jump on
Quantas pessoas será que vai caber nesse mapa? Eu acho que eu arrisco aí umas 200 pessoas.
Where something like the train, anyone can jump on the train and have a fun time with the train. Yeah. But equally, we've made changes, for example.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, hit the brake, hit the brake.
Here we go.
Oh. Okay, now I hope she turns around the front. Oh, she's getting pushed from behind.
Oh, we've got a lot of action.
Oh no! Oh,
I'm not sure that was the smart play.
No, they were both getting off of it. That was smart. That was smart.
Okay. Yeah, Noisy Butters was like, guys, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, not worth it. Oh man, that is going to be a sweaty drop.
Yeah, I mean, she was seconds away from pulling the brake there, and that would have just caused complete chaos for the map.
And pretty soon here, we're going to have probably a winner of our first match. So hopefully we get the news.
I mean, they've come here to win. Right?
Yeah, we're jumping around between streams today, and hope you guys are obviously checking out your favorite
vou ter que sair, gente.
At COD Next.
Really, really cool stuff. What else, I mean, like, should we be looking forward to here, right? Because I know, like, you guys are doing some creative things with like the contracts and things like that to really get people in the game to move around, interact a bit more, cause some more chaos.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, you know, we started talking about some of our quality of life improvements.
Yes.
And I think one of the biggest cheers we got from this group was that we brought pistols underwater. So if you're swimming underwater, you will always have a pistol.
Nice.
And I did not expect that to be the biggest cheer, but it shows the love that this group and I think our wider community, it's reflective of them too, have for like those small detail touches that just improve the gameplay loop as a whole.
Yeah, quality of life's definitely been top of mind. You know, building this map out, it's as you said, it's something that Raven thinks about. You know, building Warzone from the ground up, and a lot of those quality of life changes that we've even made in the live game in the last year.
Yeah.
Expect them.
Carrying them forward. So everything that you've played and seen, like we've made over 100 quality of life improvements to the Warzone of this year. Everything carries into the Warzone of the year ahead of us. So
yeah. And also, you guys also were some of the movement as well, right? Because I'm noticing like the slides are going a little far.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Like
so across the board, like anywhere where we could just tighten it up, and again working with Sledgehammer, we've taken that opportunity. So
yeah, really cool. I actually want to talk about that because I said earlier that Warzone shares the same foundation, that foundational gameplay with Modern Warfare 3, so movement mechanics, all those things. But you've put your own, touch on specific things, tuned a little bit more specifically for VR. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about, how some of those perks might work a little bit differently in Warzone specifically versus MP?
Yeah. So on the Warzone side, we felt that this time around was an opportunity to have some unique perks only for Warzone. Because again, it's a big map. We have different player styles, different motivations. So
different experience too.
My personal favorite is Combat Scout.
Okay.
Now, I'm adding that because I like it.
Okay.
That is very much a perk.
I also like it. I am not going to go on the internet for several hours after this.
That's the beauty of perks. Like the perk there should be variety. There should not be an optimized path. It should be that when you jump into the game, you don't know. You're going to be surprised when people have equipped. I expect some of this group will probably equip Shrouded, which is that when you get downed, you will automatically drop a smoke grenade. That adds a really new dimension to it. And equally, I think another one would be Resolute, which is when you get shot and you take a hit, you move faster to get out of dodge. So.
Oh, that's cool. So good opportunities for, especially for like field, like a wide open field traversal, get shot, get a speed boost, get down, potentially a smoke comes down, your teammate can back you up.
There you go.
That's really
the
cool.
kind of variety that we're looking for.
Yeah, well, I will definitely run with the smoke bomb one because I know that is going to be me.
I'll run the evasion burp.
You'll run the evasion one.
Drop some duos.
It'll be
There's going to be some interesting mixes.
Yeah, that's really cool, and it's almost like giving the character, giving the players, like as it's been said time and time again, right, that freedom of choice to be able to get really clever with like how you want to approach that, and it feels like
play style.
Tune that play style.
Feels like player agency. We want the stories, etc.
Yeah, and we're back in the gulag again. Oh boy.
Bom, meus amigos, eu vou ter que desligar aqui, que eu vou ter que sair. Daqui a pouquinho eu tô de volta com força. Obrigado aí pela companhia de vocês. Um grande abraço. E até mais tarde, meus amigos. Fui, obrigado, hein?